time that we left off here, we pretty much had the events of, God, I want to say the descent, but in reverse, where you guys came up from underneath a necromancer's basement, fought with a incarnation of that necromancer's will called a Bone Claw, and saw two of your party members, Jade and Sudi, fall and be spirited away to this hidden lair, eventually reuniting with them after a search. So, let me adjust the volume just a little bit. There we go. Where you're at now is you ended up meeting up with people, and you made your way to the Scarlet Maiden's Temple in the city of Moonshade to actually just find a way to spend the night in safety and security. The head Blade Maiden, Ravean, took great lengths and care to assemble the Blade Maidens to keep a careful watch and patrol over the area given everything that seems to have happened. Over the nighttime, a number of watches took place with no seeming issues. But unfortunately, due to X's consumption of drugs that then ran out of her system, she ended up having a later night's sleep and was frustrated. So you slept in just a little bit with X kind of snoring softly in the corner nice. Before the Blade Maidens kind of slowly rouse you as you all come to consciousness, which is where you pick up now.
Am I still asleep?
You're barely waking up. People have been up for like an hour or two.
Okay.
Just kind of figuring their life out.
We've all taken a long rest, so if you haven't done that yet,
take your long rest.
Take your long rest.
Thank God. X taps her chest and out pops Biscuit. And she's just sitting on the floor petting Biscuit, feeding her some strawberries.
Mm-hmm. All right.
That never seem to run out.
I should probably practice some spells.
They are getting a little bit funky.
I'm going to take a look at my spells.
It's fine, she's a fast digestive tract.
Yeah.
If it's like Pokemon, I'm sure she's got food in my chest somewhere.
You pull like the strawberries and stuff out to be able to feed Biscuit, and it's starting to get mushy.
I just feed her some of my rations, it's fine.
Yeah, Biscuit will be able to eat, but she's not necessarily too jazzed with the fact that she has fuzzy strawberries.
I just feed her a bunch of like leaves.
Yeah. So, what are you guys doing?
Petting Biscuit.
You take it in the morning?
I'm just slowly trying to just ease into the day. Yeah.
I mean, she just died yesterday.
Yep. You guys can end up removing your levels of exhaustion for those of you that died. I don't know if I made you put them on, but I should have, and if I did, then take them off.
Okay, I will take them off. Oh, I don't have any.
Yep, so there you go. I don't remember mentioning it, so I was like, oh yeah, I probably should have, but oh well.
You did mention it.
Did I? Okay, alright. So yeah, you can remove them after today. After the last night's rest.
Oh, God. I think I'm just checking my pockets and seeing what I do have still.
Yep. Easy enough to find. You don't have much of anything. You don't have your spell book. You don't have any of your other equipment. You just have your basic clothes, and that's about it. You seem to have been relieved of your equipment.
We're just fucked.
Yep.
Wait, Jade, do you have any sort of weapons whatsoever?
I don't have anything. I turn on my pockets and I'm like, I don't have
Sudi, do you have any sort of weapons?
I look down at myself. I just have clothes, don't I?
Yep, it's just the regular clothes that you have been wearing this whole time otherwise.
Do we have time to go get them a weapon, or are we fucking leaving?
Potentially. You'd have to see. Right now you're in a smaller room with a Blade Maiden that's been keeping watch.
I go up to the Blade Maiden and I ask her, where's the headmistress, the head honcho?
Oh, she should be back so shortly. If you wait just a moment, then we're gonna go and have send a delegation with everybody over to the Onyx Spires.
Our friends need weapons if we're gonna fight.
We should not be needing to fight right now. We're going to discuss.
Will we have time after to get weapons? If we're going to fight, they need to be able to protect themselves.
I don't know. We'll find out.
There'll be time after we talk and everything.
Alright,
Get
X,
to know
X,
people and stuff, right?
I don't have control over that.
X
You
walk-
just-
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
X walks over to Sudi and Jade and slips both of them a dagger and says, "Here, until we can get something more suited to your needs, you can at least protect yourselves.
Oh, that's so nice.
But I want them back once you guys have actual weapons."
Oh, yeah. Of course.
X looks directly at Sudi.
I sheath my dagger.
Also, is anyone's equipment or anything broken? I just realized I got a spell called Mending.
Nope.
Okay. Good.
I know. Do I notice if my whip is saying anything to me?
Make a perception check.
Come on, Daddy needs a new pair of shoes.
Oh, dang.
But my perception's pretty good. Let's see. It's a 13.
13. Those of you in the room kind of paying attention at this point would see Lothric kind of on the slide pick up his coiled whip and hold it to his ear.
Nonchalantly, just like.
I got a phone call.
Yeah. We're not letting the quick listen to the voicemail.
Exactly.
You listen
funny.
very, very closely.
Oh, God.
Don't seem to hear it.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, by the way, Jeremiah, what does Chill Touch do? It's a spell.
It does some necrotic damage and makes it so that something cannot heal for a short amount of time.
Oh, because I got like two. Maybe I can give you this book for now. I mean, I would like it back, but I can lend this to you. I got an old black book which has the spells Chill Touch and Bestow Curse and Mending. Why is it Mend? I thought I only had two. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. It can be used once per day though, so
That's fine.
I can lend this old black book I have on me to you.
That's so nice.
So yeah,
Thank
now you got access to cantrips Mending, Chill Touch, and Bestow Curse, but only once per day.
Okay.
Okay.
Like one spell per day, basically. Okay.
Wait, is it like one spell of each per day, or just one spell of the three per day?
One per spell.
Okay,
So you can do it one per that way.
so you can
Yep.
use Mending one time, you can use Chill one time, and you can use Bestow Curse one time.
Oh, okay. And then that's it for the day.
Yep, that's it for the
Okay.
day.
Oh, thank you.
So, here you go.
That's so kind. I'm just sitting there all like
So,
feeling loved.
I'm also giving this to you so that I don't tempt myself to use it.
That's fair. Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, I get it.
You can also think of it that way,
of course.
I guess.
Yeah. Good idea.
Right, going on your
so you wait just a little bit longer, and eventually Vivian, the head blade maiden of the Scarlet Maiden's Temple, ends up joining you. She kind of takes a step into the doorway and kind of sighs for a second. You see she's probably been up for a good portion of the night, just kind of keeping watch. She's like, okay, we need to discuss everything that seems to have happened to you all, especially regarding the events of last night. To do so, we were going to go to the Onyx Spires and discuss with them exactly what could have happened. I have notified overnight, sent an emissary to actually discuss a few things and get key players in to join. So, if you would all come with me, we'll all kind of travel as a group. Do not leave the group. We will be protecting you on the way, just to be on the safe side. Yes.
Do we have a rope that we can all hold on
Yes,
to?
we do! It's out of the backpack! Oh my god!
The rope is not necessary, but, and she kind of looks at Sudi, is like, but is appreciated.
There you go.
X goes, alright, everyone grab an end! Everyone grab onto the rope!
At end, there are two ends.
Shut up, everyone grab a piece of the rope, Lothric.
Hi.
Oh,
You take a second
Hey,
to-
look at it. She goes away.
you take a second to kind of tie a few little loops in it as handholds and just kind of hold it.
Alright, kindergarten train. Let's
Hold
go.
on to the jump rope, kitties! you end up making your way back out of the room, and it's odd. The Scarlet Maiden's Temple is fairly lively. Normally there's a number of people, students, other worshippers that are here, either for worship or to use the bathhouse that they end up running with the hot spring. It is dead quiet, and there's something probably like 10 individual Blade Maidens standing along the main walkway up to where the statue and the altar are. Hands on their swords, just waiting. And Vivian ends up kind of gesturing you all forward, just like, stay into the middle, do not lag behind, keep a careful watch. We will all be careful, but keep an eye just to be safe. We don't know what might happen. So, you guys end up kind of falling into line, as long as nobody has anything else that you really want to do with it. You fall kind of into line, and the Blade Maidens make kind of a protective, almost a circle around you, with a few of them falling behind. Let me get your guys' marching order quick.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Alright. Who wants to go first? Behind the Blade Maidens.
I will.
Alright. Who wants to follow Lothric?
Lumba does.
Sure. After Lumba?
I fight anywhere, so I'll go.
I should probably stick to the middle.
Okay. Jade. Sudi?
So Lothric, Lumba, Jade.
I want to be in the end.
Okay.
Let's be on the end, okay.
Serenity.
I fight anywhere.
Alright. Serenity after Jade.
Serenity, and then X and
X
Sudi.
and then Sudi. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Now what could go wrong?
Why did you say that?
So, you end up kind of slowly making your way through the town. It's unfortunate, the layout of the town. It's kind of this crescent shape. And you end up having to go back past the school, and then through the rest of the town, past the Fifth Element that you have all burnt down, and kind of seeing the smoldering ruins of the building still kind of just charcoal, and people are kind of gently cleaning it up. Careful, because they're not sure what other magic items could have been lost in the rubble. But you make your way through and down through the fields, kind of around the town, making your way past different kind of crops, some potatoes, some kind of other other agricultural goods, and then make your way down to where you had entered by the catacombs, to the Onyx Spire's temple, the Temple of the Raven Queen. It takes maybe 30 minutes in total to an hour. You're not exactly sure. But it's oddly peaceful. There is a chill in the air as winter is slowly arriving. But the sunrise is very, very nice, even still, as you kind of make your way through the town. As you enter the Onyx Spires, you came in here once before to get details on the job of going through the catacombs and getting paid to go through the catacombs and everything else kind of along those lines. It is a very dark building, not nearly as cheerful so much as the Blade Maiden's Temple, the Scarlet Maiden's Temple, but it does hold, as you go into the room, a number of interesting characters. You see one woman sitting, really standing, at the head just beneath the statue of the Raven Queen, wearing kind of a black veil and a very kind of frilled and frocked black dress. And then a number of other women in kind of simple black linens with their own veils, kind of 5 or 6 to each side of her in a semicircle around the front of where the statue would be, just in the waiting, ready, watching. You see another woman standing there. This one familiar. This is Didani standing there beside another woman, also familiar. Seems to be the headmaster from the school. In addition, you see one woman that you have never seen before. Pale skin, green hair. As she kind of stands there and kind of smiles with a knowing look as you all enter. And the kind of head Blade Maiden slowly leads you all up to this meeting where a table has been pulled into the center of the temple. This one is also fairly empty. Kind of, they're dealing with things. This is a big deal, kind of a discussion. So they need to keep it clear of people for worshippers and other potential transients. They kind of take you forward, and you have the option to sit in one of the various pews or chairs, but everybody else is standing kind of in a loose ovoid structure around this table.
I find the biggest chair and sit in it.
There's not very many chairs other than the regular pews, but you could find a section in the front pews.
I find the best
So they
spot.
keep the pews.
Take a seat.
Yeah, I actually
Alright.
see the pews too.
So Lothric kind of turns from the rest of the group and goes and kind of sits jauntily on the edge for one of the arms of the pews and just kind of looks at the group, and a number of you follow suit, kind of sitting alongside.
Am I sitting like one of the Jarls in Skyrim where they're kind of just like this?
Sure, if you want, if that's what you want.
Want to sit like
I
that?
want to go and I shove Lothric's arm off the armrest of the pew, and I sit on the armrest.
Do you mind?
Nope.
The woman with the green hair kind of stifles a chuckle, as does the Donnie. But they all kind of look at you very, very carefully and measured. Vivian takes a step forward and says, "Okay, they're here. We need to discuss the events of the last night. But I believe that this is the same kind of threat that we all seem to have been dealing with. So any unnecessary people, I would appreciate guarding the perimeter of the building." And you can see immediately her Blade Maiden followers, just without hesitation, make their way back out through the front doors. However, the rest of the kind of Shade Speakers, the Raven Queen followers, other than the head Shade Speaker, hesitate before the head Shade Speaker kind of nods slowly and allows them to kind of move back, and they make their way through the rest of the building to give you all a little bit more privacy for the discussion. Now, first things first, this is the Crimson Tide. They ended up entering the catacombs from everything that we have heard, but we want the rest of their story to see if this is what we would fear. So, by all means, whoever is going to speak for you all, take a step forward. What seems to have happened? What seems to be going on within the city, within the catacombs?
I will let you all start discussing while I go to the bathroom. I say that out of character, by the way.
Yeah, I feel like Lothric tried to stand up and be like, "Yes," and I'm just like, "No."
Lothric starts to stand up, and Lemma just kind of puts her hand on his shoulder.
No.
Well, what's that? What's happened?
Alright,
I
X
guess I'll
stands
speak
up
Okay.
and begins to relay the tale, saying of how we entered, we agreed with the Raven Queen's followers to go clear out the catacombs upon entering and being locked inside. I don't remember who it was. Somehow Sudi figured out how to trigger the trap door that led us straight to Let us.
Nope.
Cool.
We know this already. Don't worry.
Okay, where did we last tell you? What don't you
You
know?
haven't told us anything, but we're aware of this.
Okay, so
And the
so
woman with the green hair kind of slowly nods.
Okay.
She's like, "We are well aware of
Cool.
this. Don't worry."
we were then gifted something, and then sent into the catacombs to go clear out all the dead things to try and find the guy or girl or thing that was making it. Is this you wanting to like?
No, I was just gonna remind you what we were actually supposed to do.
Yeah, we're clearing out the shit to whatever, and then get the crest.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Woman.
Sorry!
You were sent to retrieve a crest?
Yeah, who has the crest?
Lothric does.
Oh, okay, Lothric
Oh,
does.
maybe
Serenity.
Serenity.
Or just Serenity have it.
Serenity has the crest.
I get to well, you have the crest. I'm just gonna have you open it and be like, "We were sent to retrieve this," and I point to Serenity and go ahead and show them.
Okay, give me one moment. I'm just
Yep, so while she's doing that,
finding it in my bag. There it is.
so we were sent to also retrieve this as proof that we had completed our task.
That's right, yes.
Who seems to have sent you on the mission for the crest? Says the head shade speaker.
The one I'm not supposed to already talk about because you already said you knew about it.
Interesting. Okay.
The name,
So
his name,
you had
the
a
guy's
discussion.
name.
No, I tried to say her name and no. What?
You had a discussion with the entity in the catacomb.
Yes.
This entity sent you on an additional mission in addition to our force's expectation
Yeah, well,
to
also
retrieve a crest from the catacombs.
as proof that we did what was asked of us.
What do you know of this crest?
Practically nothing.
Nothing. The answer's nothing.
Okay. And the woman with the green hair kind of takes a step forward and she's like, they may not know, but the fact of the matter is that they have retrieved it. That's enough to be said, if I may.
Okay.
So she
Oh my gosh!
call her on over because she's getting rowdy.
She's after my
Is
hand.
that all you told them? Did you tell them about the ball?
No,
the
because
bone claw?
Not yet. We're working on there.
Okay, I just wanted to get
So she holds her hand out. The woman with the green hair holds her hand out for the crest.
Hand it to them.
If I
Yeets it across the room.
may. She kind of takes a second to hold it up. Shows it to the rest of the group that's there for the discussion. I think all but one of you know what this might be. And she kind of looks to Didani, and Didani's like, I'm not as well versed, but I have some inclinations. The one with the green hair kind of nods and says, as I would expect, prized people such as yourself would have some information from historical record. Now, continue. What else seems to have happened?
So we were sent down and started our way into the dungeon. Walked past rooms, and some people decided to fuck with chests, even though we told them not to. And I looked at Lothric, and we woke a few mimics. Had some mummies and some zombies and some dead stuff that attacked us, and we killed them, and then cleared out a bunch of floors and rooms in the catacombs.
What exactly were the different manners of entities that you were able to clear?
Mimics, mummies, zombies,
hands,
creepy hands, skinless chicken nuggets,
poltergeist.
Skinless chickens?
I don't know, chicken nuggets,
Are
blobs.
Are you
The
talking about
skin blobs?
Are you talking about
burritos?
The no throat?
Sorry, no, not. We're getting to the. We're getting to the dead snake, the skinless bone snake.
A dead snake?
The skinless bone snake.
Describe this for me.
It was a massively tall snake that then its skin melted off it, and it created like skin burritos that attacked us. And then it was just all bones, and we attacked it. And then I got really big and punched it, and it broke, and then we burned it.
Oh. You could see the head shade speaker kind of think for a moment. This is highly concerning.
And then we saw some poltergeists. We didn't see a poltergeist. We fought a few poltergeists. What was that one thing when we were fighting the poltergeist and all those zombies? It was like that floaty guy that came down that one hallway. It was me and Sudi.
I'm trying to remember.
that was
There
Was that one? But that one we could
That was
see
the-
though. Was it a
oh.
poltergeist?
There was a poltergeist, and then
Yeah, that you were fucking fighting in that one room.
I think you were
'Cause then
fighting
Lothric
a
and
mummy.
Jade-
You had a mummy in hand while I was fighting.
Yeah,
the
but there was
poltergeist.
something else there. Am I wrong?
There was another poltergeist within a room that was throwing the mimic around.
No,
That I
that was the one
remember.
over there. Then
That
we
was
were,
the other half of the catacombs.
So Lothric and Jade were fighting the mimic. Lemba and Sudi were fighting the poltergeist with the sunbeam vacuum
Yes,
Roomba,
and
and then it was
you-
Sudi was with me. Excuse
You
me.
guys otherwise had everything physical.
Yeah, we
You
had a
guys
mummy,
had
a zombie,
mummy,
the
a
hands.
zombie, a bunch of hands.
There was no
Oh, I
other
thought
floating.
maybe it was
well,
a zombie because there was
I think
something
I
else
had
down
to
that
use a
hallway.
clear mini for a spirit so
Oh,
that I can
okay.
illustrate
That
it.
was
but
just
yeah,
me.
no,
Anyway.
that's okay.
Fought the weird bone snake, and then we
Went in the pit.
then we went into
Okay.
the pit that the bone snake was guarding. Then we found a vault.
This bone snake, was it... How large?
It was big.
Well, I look over at Serenity, go, Serenity, how big did you make me? Roughly. I don't know how big the spell makes someone.
As big as the room, so that you have room to move in.
I'd say at least 10 to 15 feet tall.
Oh my. The head shade speaker kind of takes a moment to sit back against the kind of steps that lead up to the Raven Queen's statue. And is just kind of taking in everything that seems to be down in there. The green-haired woman kind of also looks a little bit more surprised based on you guys. You can kind of easily enough see. Didani is also fairly shocked. She didn't necessarily expect this much. But the headmaster is kind of just slowly nodding and thinking and considering everything that you're saying. How far exactly did you reach into the catacombs?
Well, we got down after we got to the door of the vault. Then we went through another passageway, and then we saw like a door thing. There was a portal, but like it was sideways, so it was weird when we walked through it.
Lothric.
There was a portal?
And goes, we stepped into the pit after we burned the bone snake to make sure the magic bones wouldn't come back and eat us. Went through the vault door after some creative carrying. There was another set of doors that opened up into blue mist that we ran through.
Okay.
And then, once we got into the blue mist, the door shut behind us and we were in a dark cave. And then all of a sudden we heard a bunch of noises coming out from this massive tunnel, and there was a ladder. And then there was a bone claw. Then we climbed up this ladder to try and escape all the noises.
I see.
And then when we got to the top where the trap door was, a massive giant, like 10-foot tall bone claw came out of the wall and stabbed those two. They died and killed them while we attacked it.
Are we gonna tell them about the things that we...
No! Shut up! No.
What might you have collected?
You dumbass.
What did you take?
Go ahead, Lothric.
I don't even have my things anymore. I lost them all.
I was
Now I'll never
I was
know.
upstairs. Were we not telling them about...
No!
We
Okay. If he's upstairs, we'll allow it.
I didn't know we were telling them everything.
Well, we're telling... If you listen to what I said, I specifically said everything except what we took. I just said we entered the vault and after some stuff, ran through these doors with blue mist. I mentioned nothing about taking anything.
So
we
you
roughly know where we came out of the catacombs? Or be like, it was this part of the city.
You would know that you came out somewhat near the academy and the gardens that are beside the Scarlet Maiden's temple.
Cool.
So the bone claw then impaled those two with its claws while we were kind of attacking it. And then we nearly killed it, and then it ran off with our friends. And then we appeared through a door and popped up out of the middle of the road in the city near the academy, and and then we were kind of looking for our two friends, and then all of a sudden a portal opened up, and they fell through the portal, then we found them, and then you found us.
They just started walking down the road.
Oh, they didn't? Okay, then all of a sudden we found them, and they weren't dead, and then you found us, and that's all we know.
Oh, good. Goodness. Didani, when she hears that Sudi and Jade were stabbed through,
like shish kebabs.
kind of has a soft gasp and then kind of just watches for a moment. You can see she looks concerned and at least a little bit relieved that they're still here. So the Blade Maiden and the Shade Speaker kind of take a moment to turn to the side and speak with each other for just a moment. The green-haired woman kind of watches and looks very heavily, very closely through all of you. But the headmistress of the academy takes a step forward. So, you did not collect the crest from the crypt of this particular family?
No, we got it off the bone claw. It fell off its belt. Right? That's where
Yep,
we got it.
yeah, it was on
it
the
fell
belt.
off its belt
Interesting.
while we stabbed it.
Before we have any more discussions, we need to make some very clear assurances.
Uh-huh.
And she kind of gets the attention of the rest of the group. Says, we are dealing with what we would expect. We need to take our next steps. We need to ask you a few questions. In addition to the timeline of events, we need you to expand on a few more matters. So, yes.
Expresses her hand and goes, on one condition.
What is your condition?
We get to stab something.
I
They
like
want revenge.
this spirit. We'll start with you then.
Oh, shit.
The head shade speaker kind of waves her hand and takes a step, and all of the windows that were open, letting light into the room, the shutters just slam shut, just all the way through the whole temple, and it is just dark. And then this kind of blue flame comes up above the middle of the table and sits there. She says, in this moment, no one can see within the room. Not from afar. Divination efforts, as I'm sure Didani, you will appreciate, have been thwarted. We need to ask you the questions now, while we have the time. X, right?
Yeah.
This is the head shade speaker. When did you arrive in Moonshade?
I'm gonna be honest, was this one of the times when I was at drill?
Yes.
Because
I'm not sure, but there's a calendar.
Hey, look at that! Because I'm gonna be honest, because I have no fucking idea.
It was like, what, 3-4 days ago? Roughly? No, you were here because we went to the academy and you handed over the drug.
Are we all in the same room?
Yes.
But weren't we in Moonshade first, though? Like that night before?
You arrived, you stayed the night, then you handed over the drugs the
I
next
don't know,
day.
what day do you guys think we went? Because we all showed up at the same time.
I don't know, it was like 3-4 days before that.
It was a couple days.
We'll say 3 days ago. 4 days. We'll go 4 days ago.
Yeah.
Because I'm assuming we probably spent 2. No, we only spent a day in the cat. 3 yes, we go 3 days. Final answer.
Final
She
answer.
I
then
mean, the head
turns.
mistress should know we
Oh, no,
saw
no, no,
her
no.
on the day after we got into
No,
town.
it's got to be at least 4 days because your bitch here got mummy rot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
4 days.
It's got to be at least 4 days. It took a day to cure me. 4
You
days.
take a moment to discuss the actual timeline of events, and it takes a moment, but you're able to kind of figure it out.
We don't
Um,
know.
4 days ago. We're not great with time.
The high shade speaker kind of waits patiently and is like, I understand, especially within the catacombs, that days can run together. Let's ask this question. You. What is your name?
Lemba.
Lemba?
Mm-hmm.
Who was the first person that you spoke to within the city?
Probably the innkeeper of the inn we stayed at the first night.
What was
right?
the inn?
I tell her the name of the inn, but I totally remember
It was the devilish couple.
the devilish couple. We stayed there the first night.
Yes. Interesting. This is the tavern that seems to be near campus and was recently attacked. She kind of turns to Misty Flux, the headmistress, and she nods. It's like, yes, unfortunately, there seems to have been some sort of an attack.
Oh, that's right. This is where I couldn't do anything to this spooky ghost guy. This is
Yeah,
the first
they were-
encounter.
Vivian takes a step forward and says, that kind of answers my question. Do you know what seems to have happened to this tavern?
We were there.
Do you know the names or recall the names of the proprietors?
No.
No, I know they were short.
Man, we got
Weren't they like a
getting
halfling?
quizzed.
There were a couple. They were very
what?
nice.
They're tieflings.
Or were they tiefling?
Yes.
Oh, there was a tiefling couple, and they seemed terrified.
They were nice.
They were very...
I gave them like 100 gold pieces to repair the inn because we
Yeah.
always seem to get fucked and screw shit up
Very gracious of you.
to repair
She
shit.
takes another step back. The headmistress takes a step forwards and kind of, with a glance to the green-haired woman, nods and says, "You, the elven man."
Lothar, quick, make me out with the dog.
I'm actually he like looking at his nails. Because if they start, I'm like,
What?
She's like, what?
What exactly is the academy working with within the catacombs?
Rephrasal?
what the
Rephrasal?
What?
catacombs?
Oh, what are they doing in the catacombs?
Like,
What is the entity the Falaria Academy is working with within the catacombs?
Like what monsters they're working with? Or what monsters we fought?
Make a persuasion check.
Just grab stuff out of the freezer. Oh.
Persuasion?
Yep.
That is a 19!
19? She says, she kind of rubs her forehead and moves on. What is the entity that you spoke to within the catacombs? You, the elf with the blue hair, what was your name?
Serenity?
Serenity? What was the name of the
Oh,
entity
a dragon!
within the catacombs?
She's not asking you anymore, Lazarus.
She moved on.
I whispered to Serenity, go, Versilius, the Dream Seeker.
That was so not her name.
Versilia, the Dream Seeker. Yeah, that was whatever. This is the Dream
She
Seeker.
kind of slowly nods, takes a step back. The woman with the green hair takes a step forward, looks around all of you. What exactly did the entity within the catacombs, within this chamber that you spoke to, give you?
X pops up and
I'm
goes,
just like looking at X.
X goes, watch this. Hits her chest, out pops Biscuit.
Biscuit does not pop out.
Yeah.
Because it's once a day.
No. The way it's
Did you
described.
do another...
Yeah. No, this
Oh, you did another scoot.
No, because you designed it that once it's been packed,
Yes.
it can't be entered again.
It cannot be entered, so if you do another
So,
one,
so when I put her back, I put
there
her
you
in a
go.
different scoot, so I tap that scoot, I'll pop
Gotcha,
this
there
scoot,
you
and I'm
go.
like, look, I can hold tortoise.
That is
And turtles.
Kind of chuckles and then turns.
Calm your ass down.
And what exactly was the challenge that this entity put you through? You.
Clear out. Yeah, I have that right. Clear out the creatures that are in the catacombs and bring back the family crest.
True, yet you misunderstand. What exactly did this entity put you through?
I like lean down and I whisper, I'm like, the thing she did to us when we had to tell secret.
Yeah, when you got...
Oh, okay. Now I understand the question. It was a long time ago. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was like 6 months ago, technically. It's been a hot minute.
Like, give me a second to refresh. It's just like, we were unconscious and we had to spill our secrets in order to gain closeness with one another, so we could trust each other more. And then I may or may not have stabbed one of my colleagues in that sequence.
You hear another little gasp from Didani in the dark, but then she kind of nods and takes another step back.
It's fine, it was a dream.
Didani
Refresh
takes a
my
step.
memory. Who was it that you stabbed again?
Not
Not important, doesn't matter.
No.
I think that you already answered that question. Just put your comment.
X steps between Sudi and Lather. Separates them slightly.
So, Didani takes a step forward into the light. She looks concerned. And kind of smiles and looks to Lemba. What was the first thing a member of your group said to me?
I remember this one.
Say it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Vampire!
You
How would
discussed
I
it.
know that?
Oh yeah, we did discuss it. Yes.
We
yes,
discussed
I
it.
forgot. Lover like
You accused her of being a vampire.
Lazarus called you a vampire.
Yes,
Kind of
that was very funny.
I'm like dying.
slowly nods.
It was
I
very
believe
good, yeah.
I respectfully called you a child of the night.
You called her a vampire, dude.
It sounds like a prostitute.
You
She kind of chuckles and is like, if I remember correctly, I was leaving the Blade Maiden's hot spring.
Okay, we don't need to go any further. I already know what I did. I fucked up. I'm sorry. Please don't bring it up again. I'm already embarrassed enough. Thank you.
On a related note, Jade, where do I spend most of my time to relax?
In the hot springs.
I can pick 2 places.
Yeah.
I mean, that's literally where we all met you, right? So
Yes. And Sudi, no one seems to have reached out to you. Who am I in a relationship with?
Who are you in a relationship with?
Who am I in a relationship with?
Do we know this information?
Well,
X doesn't.
I hate to break this to you, but I have a very consistent problem in which I find it very hard to care about other people a lot of the time.
We nod her head.
She says, true. Well,
Isn't it the planeswalker guy from the college?
No.
Don't you have a thing for him?
I don't remember her being in a relationship.
He's cute.
I remember the friend and her, like, fiance.
We're talking about Titani, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
She's in a relationship? Is this news?
I don't know, is she?
You weren't in a relationship, were you?
No, she's not that we knew of.
She kind of smiles and takes a step back into the dark. If
That's
you
not
could see
creepy at all.
a drow blush, it's kind of what that looks like. It just gets a little darker.
That's cute.
Then Vivian takes another step forward, looks directly at Sudi, and says, "What did I give you, Sudi, that night in the temple?"
In the temple of the Scarlet Maiden, yes?
Yes.
Not think that we're us? Oh, damn.
A blessing?
She gave you a necklace. I remember what happened. I wish we were there.
You don't seem to be wearing it right now.
Well, I don't seem to have a lot of my objects.
They took all of our stuff.
All I have are the clothes on my back.
Exactly.
Dagger I gave you.
Oh, we do have some things. I mean, of course, we got a few things from our fellow teammates, you know, of course.
We're not.
But,
I'm leaving
Well,
off
I do have
second hand,
an
I'm
sword.
sorry.
yeah.
Interesting enough. And then the light goes out, and you're in pitch black for just a minute.
Sick.
And then all of the shutters open back up, and kind of the light blinds you for half a second. The rest of the group is looking fairly concerned, but they do not seem to have any immediate reaction, though they've all moved to the opposite side of the table of you all. Whereas you are all circling a table, they're on the other side. The head shade speaker takes a step, puts her hands on the table, and says, "Can I trust you?"
Do I get to stab shit?
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, I'm not great at persuasion.
Yeah, I was like,
It's a 14.
A 14? Okay. Vivian takes a step forward and points to Lumba. "Can I trust you?"
Yes.
Make a persuasion check.
I think we all just have to do persuasion checks.
Alright, Sparklina, you gonna let me down now? That's not what I'm gonna do. Sweet. Oh, +0! We're rolling straight bones today!
No.
Ooh, fuck.
Wait, two.
Oh, fuck!
Oh god.
Shit balls.
The one.
I would have gotten experience for a 1 though!
Yeah. The headmistress takes a step forward and points to Sudi. "Can I trust you?"
Of course.
Yeah, roll. And you know what? I should be giving you the option. You can do either deception or persuasion because you're Sudi. So
Let me check.
I can also see you being like really fucking coy about it, and then I could let you try for deception.
I want to do deception.
Okay.
cool.
But you don't have to tell me. You can just roll and then tell me whatever the value is.
Hold on, math in my head is not my strong suit. Ten.
10? Okay.
Low.
Didani takes a step forward and looks directly to Jade. Jade, can I trust you?
Of course.
It's either persuasion or deception. I'll give you both from now on and everything.
16.
16? Okay. They kind of turn, kind of relatively as a group. The green-haired woman leans forward and looks directly at Lothric and says, Lothric, can I trust you?
No.
To an extent.
Persuasion or deception. They will do different things for you.
I know! I don't know which one I want to... Can I roll and then pick, or do I have to pick and then roll?
You can roll and pick. You don't have to, like, tell me. You can just decide whichever one and tell me the value.
Great. I'm gonna use Persuasion 13.
They all kind of turn and look at you.
My turn?
They like look at you for a second. We can trust her.
Oh, girl, Sarah! I mean, you know, funny thing
You wouldn't have to roll because, yeah.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Funny thing is that if she would have asked me that, my response would have been, that's not the question you should be asking. The question is, do my teammates trust me?
You can say that too if you wanted.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, yeah, we do.
X-slow claps.
as long as you all trust each other, that is a good thing. Says the kind of the green-haired woman. She says, and it is very good to see you all again. Now,
What?
Wait
Wait a second!
We know this green-haired woman?
yeah,
What was your name again? Green-haired woman before?
you know my name.
It's been a long time.
Let's get back to the matter.
No. We need.
No.
When?
I mean, it's been like a few days.
Trust goes two ways, ma'am.
Ma'am.
I feel like there's gonna be a
She kind of, right away, her kind of jovial and kind
Was
of
she one of the
levity
ladies
version for
like,
her
the
demeanor
magic store?
turns and immediately is like to X. She's like,
Shit.
smart to go with ma'am.
Is this the lady who owns the magic store?
That we
No.
Is this the wife of the guy who we burned his store?
Is she the freaking dragon?
Make an insight check.
Oh,
I mean,
it's
she
the
has the same
freaking
color.
dragon.
She has
Can
the
I
same
also
color
make
hair
an
as the
insight check?
dragon.
Yep.
Oh fuck yeah.
Wasn't the dragon also green?
17.
17. Okay. Whoever's gonna finish their rolls.
Wasn't the
Oh
dragon
shit! Oh
also
shit!
green?
Hold on. What am I rolling
What?
for?
Insight.
Insight.
Oh, my insight's pretty high.
Mine is
I got robbed.
I got robbed too.
I got
That's
25.
That's okay.
25.
I can still
Yeah.
roll good.
I know.
Cause with my nice, I got a plus.
Do it
I
this
got 15.
Oh, that's
Perfect.
Good job, baby.
Do I all of a sudden realize it's her?
Hold on.
Because then I'd like
Hold
to change
on,
my
I
answer.
have.
I thought so.
They didn't tell you what I have.
I'd like to
Damn it.
I'd like to change my answer if I made it.
I am sending you people the messages.
Oh fuck.
So what did you
Damn
get?
it.
X?
I got a 15.
15?
When I send it through Discord?
Yep.
Oh shit! I gotta open up Discord. I have so much shit running on my computer.
Sudi, did you roll insight?
Oh, no, I didn't. Sorry.
Okay. If you don't want to, you don't have to.
Are
I'm
we?
just offering.
Which channel are we? Like personal
I'm just putting it
channels?
on your backstory channels.
Host. Hold on. where-
Lothric, what did you get?
Oh, down here. Okay.
I got an 8.
Alright.
I don't know jack shit.
I just sent you
I got
mine.
an 18.
I just sent you mine over the Discord. Instead.
Okay. That
I
works.
didn't get anything.
Lemba, you
You're just
got
gonna send it to you as soon as you tell them what you
17.
rolled.
17.
I rolled a nat 1. It's great.
Lemma takes a pause and looks at her close and sits up straight and goes, "Oh shit!"
Exactly.
While
I would
that
trust you all keep this quiet.
while
Who is?
while you see this, X all of a sudden dawns on her face, and you see her immediately take a knee and bow her head.
By the way, Jeremiah, I got 25.
25? Yep. Yeah, I know. I think I messaged you first.
No, I didn't get
lean
anything
down
though.
and whisper off laughing.
I didn't
And
get
Sudi,
anything.
what did you roll?
18.
18?
Yeah, Jeremiah, I didn't get
Oh! So she's.
X just stays kneeling and has her head bowed in front of her.
about it, but
So,
What? I can't say that she's the dragon?
shut up, Lazarus!
X turns around and whips him with the butt of her sword.
I don't have anything.
oh,
Oh, fuck, no
weird.
way.
let me see.
I'm quiet.
What?
I would trust that you keep this to yourselves.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna keep it to myself, but obviously everyone else in the room knows.
And
Except
I
for
would hope
just us
that
two.
you will
Lothric.
keep it this way.
I
Just
slap
us
him
two,
with
we
the
don't
butt
know.
of my
No, we
sword
do.
and go, shut
I
up.
just told her.
No, I know because of you, but I rolled in that one, so I was saying
I
we
apologize.
we two both
Did not
didn't know
recognize.
until she
Oh,
told
until-
us.
yeah,
I would hope you wouldn't. Now,
Well, goddamn.
should we be able to trust you all, we need to discuss a few things from the history of the Academy.
Oh, yes, of course.
As long
Take
as
some
we
notes.
can all trust you, and we can all trust each other, is that how you would feel?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
So, one of the original founders of the Academy itself, and as she says this, as Misty Flux steps forward and kind of takes over, as they kind of start into this story, the main door flies open. And you see a silhouette of a kind of woman's figure within the doorway, flanked by two of the Shade Maidens that have opened the door. One of the Shade Maidens, the Shade Speakers that was watching and keeping an eye with the other Blade Maidens outside, says, "I'm terribly sorry, Ionis. The charges come back. We need to take a moment, if you have a second, to discuss." She says, of course, one moment. Come to me." And they kind of take a step off to the side and are discussing along the side. They discuss kind of something off, by the pillars, by the side of the wall, so that they're out of the way. And you all kind of are able to see this woman come walking forward. She kind of seems to have this dark black hair, tied up into a ponytail. She has this white porcelain mask covering her face, seemingly no other expression for delineation of kind of what she looks like. Her kind of shirt is ripped off at the bottom to expose her abdomen. You can see kind of her abs beneath. Very pale gray skin. She has some baggy pants with dark leather sandals. You do notice across much of her body, kind of down her stomach, along the side of the face where the mask doesn't quite cover, a number of tattoos. They kind of crawl up the skin of her arms and up her neck, onto the sides of her face, around the temples. But otherwise, the porcelain mask blocks the rest. She is carrying a bag with the kind of wet, dark, dripping liquid kind of seeping through it, through this burlap, and a handful of what look to be two heads hanging, as she has them kind of by the hair. And she carries them forward and just shows and starts to discuss with the head Shade Speaker. And they take a moment off to the side. So,
Do you guys think we're in trouble? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Doesn't seem like they're about to sing our praises.
Misty kind of turns and waits for a second, lets the discussion finish before continuing the rest of the story. After a moment, kind of the let me double check my notes for the exact title. Oof. They sit for a moment, and eventually kind of this woman hands off, it's a young woman, hands off the heads and this kind of dark black bag before moving onwards. The Donnie kind of nods with a smile and waves a little bit, and she kind of nods back, kind of doing the whole thing where you see somebody that you know and you're like, we'll talk after, you know, that kind of thing. So, on the way out, this woman kind of goes and they shut the room, kind of the doors behind her. I gotta get rid of my taskbar. Yeah. So, I'm sorry, I had a mission sent off to support an endeavor for the city. Says the High Shade Speaker as she comes back into the discussion. Unfortunately, the efforts of this individual I have to address, as they likely pertain to the events that we are discussing now. Unfortunately, it seems that this is a much larger threat than we might have originally assumed. But, you know, as well, paying and dealing with kind of proper compensation is important to deal with. So, thank you all for your patience. Misty kind of nods and is like, if we couldn't do this a little bit later, maybe, kind of discussion. Like, no, it's important. We'll discuss it in a moment. Yes.
So, in the room right now, it's us, the headmistress,
Yes.
Didani,
Yes.
Vasilia,
Vivian,
the head of the temple, and then a lady that was in a mask.
Yes, she came in, had a discussion, and then left.
Did she leave the heads?
Yes, she left the heads with the head Shade Speaker.
Were they, I forget, were the heads in a bag?
There was a bag that was dripping kind of black liquid, and then some heads that she carried in, just a couple of them.
Did we
by the scalp.
recognize the heads by the scalp?
She's currently holding them.
Do we recognize them?
Roll a perception check.
14.
14. They don't seem to be too familiar. They seem to be, one is like half elven in kind of description, but just a head, and then another one is just kind of a ruined head. A number of them have been kind of crushed and caved in for the ones that are present. So, the Misty kind of takes another step forward, says, to continue. When the Academy was founded, it was founded by two families. It started out with the Dormaris family. The Dormaris family has been a powerful family in the Lachlan region since before this nation was founded. A prominent trading family, their wealth accumulated over time until they came together with the Pyrish family to establish the Florian Academy. The first headmasters and teachers, individuals from these families, like the eldest of the three Pyrish sisters, Wilma Pyrish, became the Academy's first headmistresses. Unfortunately, the Dormaris family, while providing the majority of the funds to establish the school and fund the beginning of its programs, were only afforded one position in the school's history, one that would not come for some time from the founding. Due to the war effort of the Vermont territories and the Lebet Empire's research into the occult, our own research into the occult became necessary. It's a dark subject, but we had someone that could potentially help us from the Dormaris family. Due to this need, the headmaster of the academy at the time, a man by the name Timus Pyrish, approved the faculty position of necromancy and occult specialist, appointing the first Dormaris in the academy's history into this position. A young woman, half-elf, recently became the head of the family after the mysterious death of her parents. Young, but she was oddly skilled in the study of the occult, this young woman, Yadav Dormaris, rose to the occasion, proving herself a very skilled practitioner in the magical arts, as well as a knowledgeable researcher in the manners of the occult. Her only shortcoming was the manner in which she treated her students, but that was quite some time ago. She was cold, she was harsh, many students felt her apathetic attention, so much as the story would go. When they interfaced with her, she was purely apathetic, if not cruel. Her disdain for them was fairly apparent, at least as far as the story goes. This is much before my time, even as headmistress. Decades passed, though, and the woman grew more and more reclusive. Alone with no family to speak of, she was the last of this family line. The Dormaris family ended with her. The Academy maintained her position within their ranks even after the war ended. Maintaining that study of the occult was even still a likely worthy endeavor, due to the influence of fiendish entities from the Abyss and the Nine Hells. The members of the faculties, however, took notice that well into the second half of her 2nd century, Yadav disappeared without a trace. The members of the faculty searched for her, they searched her office, and found a number of concerning documents researching the secrets of Lichdom. Through the notes in all research apparatus, we were able to discover that she did not appear to be as successful as one would imagine, which is comforting, as the secrets of Lichdom are extremely dangerous, not just to the individual that seeks them out, but individuals around this individual, this person that might pursue this undeath. Yes.
Is that a term like Lichdom that people would just know in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
When a very powerful magical practitioner decides that they do not want to die, they'll go and try to make it so that they can separate their soul from their body and put it into a phylactery.
Oh, okay.
And then they don't have to die, ever.
Oh, okay.
Is this like Harry Potter?
Yeah, I was thinking like Horcrux crap,
Kind of,
kind
yeah.
of drinking unicorn blood, Horcrux.
Kind
Horcrux.
of, but
Alright.
not quite.
Okay.
It's more like they transmit their soul to their body via Wi-Fi. Yeah. So
Awesome.
you have to, so like they're undead.
Okay.
Yeah, but it is a very difficult process. So,
She's a freaking witch.
though these notes and all of the other research apparatus were thoroughly destroyed on discovery, the body of Yadav would not be found until 2 years later. Alive, breathing but comatose, with a ruby necklace around her neck. Preserved and living, the body of Yadav was interred inside of a mausoleum at the bottom of the catacombs.
Which one of you fuckers who took the ruby necklace?
I did. I don't have it anymore. It's fucking gone.
Within her family crypt, where within a crystal coffin she lay breathing but devoid of a soul. This was the effort that we made. We were worried about potential necromantic effects from her research. Designed as it was, this crystalline coffin, had many wards to protect against potential curses or other necromantic arts. We sought the aid of the Blade Maidens and the Shade Speakers, as well as Vasilia, and kind of the rest of the 3 Mon. A young dragon, Vasilia at this point kind of takes a step forward. I was a young dragon. I recently took up a secure residence in accordance with the Academy in the catacombs. It worked with these few individuals here and their predecessors at the very top to maintain my secret as a safe place to remain, and in turn lead to a watch on the catacombs to establish a little bit more of a perimeter to keep the city safe above, as well as the students. A young dragon, as she was, kind of Misty takes back over, she had the secure residence that she would need, we had the eyes that we would need, and the headmaster at the time, Timus Pyrish, secreted away the exact location of the crypt, only sharing this information with the head Blade Maiden and the head Shade Speaker, as well as Vasilia, and then passed it on through every headmaster or headmistress that seems to have come along the way through the academy. I learned of this upon my acceptance of the position from the previous headmaster. It is a secret and sacred vow that we have taken to maintain the security of the city itself. So we tell you this in confidence, that you will never speak of it again. Information, however, has seemingly gotten out. Students will talk. Students that remember her and she had a reputation will speak of the deathless Dormaris heir living somewhere beneath the city or haunting the halls of the academy as a spirit or anything else along those lines. It intrigued a lot of the academy students and many of the teachers as they came through, but it was a legend, and we were content to leave it as a legend. But it seems that the legend is actually a little bit more dangerous than we originally thought. You would have no way of knowing this, but in the last few days, our current head of the necromancy school for study seems to have disappeared.
It's always the necromancers.
A good man. He, unfortunately, seems to have disappeared entirely, and we are unable to find him. This, the secret that we all share at this point now, is to, as we've said, never be spoken of again. Can we trust you to do that? Yes? Good.
Elbow Lothric really hard.
Ow. I guess.
You better hope one of us doesn't get fed up and cut out your tongue, my dude.
So you all traveled into the catacombs, and Vasilia takes a step forward again and jumps into the conversation to say, well, I encourage them to go down to collect the Dormaris family crest. It's to make sure inadvertently that the body of the Dormaris heiress was still within its chambers. I think our next step is to send a party within the catacombs to confirm that the body remains within its confines. This will not be used.
Oh my god!
Vivian takes a step forward, as does the lead Shade Speaker, and says, we will take it on as a joint effort, sending a number of clerics to handle the rest of the undead within the catacombs for whatever we might find, and along with Misty Flex, secure whatever wards need to be secured within the space.
Not telling these people, but just my group. So the things we took were probably the things protecting the wards, that were probably the wards. So my book that had the skull was probably protecting against...
I don't think it is. I think we were in her vault. I don't think she's there anymore because we found 4 of her bodies in those clay boxes.
And we took 2 of them.
You found 2 bodies.
Yeah, we don't know for sure.
But there were 4 pots, so it's like
it is a logical
other 2
assumption based on that we destroyed 2.
We did not find her crypt. We found a vault belonging to some necromantic mistress, and it had a statue of her in it, and pots with her dead body in it.
What were you gonna say, Jade?
Did we check to make sure that the bodies were alive?
Yeah, we did. We had
They were dead.
Sudi do medical checks.
They were alive.
Oh.
However, devoid of any soul or personality.
I think she may or may not have actually become that way.
Plus, if they go investigate that room, is the trap still ongoing?
Probably.
The bodies are still down there, right?
We need to discuss any information that might be valuable to the team that will be returning to the catacombs. Is there anything that may be valuable? You said you found a large undead serpent.
Yeah, well, he's dead now. We burned him.
He is not.
Oh man, we thought fire killed him.
It seems as though, especially due to its placement, it was a guardian for a vault. This guardian, as you may or may not already have some inclination, was likely a Naga of some sort, truly an unkillable being.
Oh, no.
That's the word.
Unkillable?
Immortal in every sense of the word.
Cool.
Shit.
It likely remains trapped within the catacombs.
Oh, I'm glad I didn't put its head in my backpack.
Yeah.
You almost should have, I think.
So,
No, then it would have the bones would have followed us out of the catacombs.
It would have been.
But only the head, though. The rest
No,
of
Well, they all want
no,
the
the
bones.
bones follow the head.
You're right.
All right,
you're
see, I've learned my lesson. Don't put dead things
you
in my
almost did.
backpack.
You
I know I
almost
did. I
did.
thought about
I
it.
do
I was
have
like-
a question.
yes,
You said she was a half-elven woman?
yes.
Do we know what she looked like?
Some manuscripts and copies. I personally have not been within the catacombs. Says kind of Vivian, but the head Shakespeare says, I do know.
Okay, do you see what we were getting at now?
I do know who
I'm slow.
what this.
I just figured it out, I think.
God, he's an idiot. All right, love you.
I wasn't paying attention.
Okay, to be fair, I have no clue what's going on.
We may or may not have taken a few clay pots out of the vault, and when we broke them open, there were voidless but still life-formed half-elven women in the pot, filled with liquid sand.
Dark hair.
Yeah, skinny,
Yeah.
elvish.
Was she
in
wearing
the vault
black or something?
with
She was wearing nothing
Green- oh,
when
no,
she was,
she was
in the
naked,
vault. It was
absolutely
just that.
naked,
Yeah.
butt-ass naked. Looked very
found
nice.
That's not
two
oh,
bodies
I-
of the same half-elven
That's not what you were
woman
thinking
with
of.
dark hair.
Where did you find this?
In the vault, there were two other pots
What exactly was within the vault?
and a statue of this
A
woman.
bunch of things.
A lot
Misty
of stuff.
takes a step forward and says, "It is going to be extremely important that you tell me everything that you might have found within the vault."
I raise my hand and say, "There's an ongoing trap exploding in there. I don't know if it's safe."
Yeah, we almost died.
Yeah, lightning charge thing that was hurting us. But
I think.
We also took some things.
I think I had the
What-
necklace that you talked about.
You think you took the necklace?
no, she took the
the
necklace.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I don't have it.
We all
anymore.
took some things. We all broke some things and took some things.
We all kind of just look at each other and look at them and go. We kind of shrug and go.
We
I
need
mean,
to
we're
discuss
kinda told
this.
to
You took the
explore.
necklace.
I think I
Are
did.
you sure?
I don't have
A
it.
ruby necklace.
I don't have it anymore though. It's gone.
Everyone step away. And they kind of pull you aside specifically. And Didani is kind of watching and is concerned but not sure exactly what to do. Misty Flux kind of turns and just casts some sort of a spell and looks very closely in on you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
This is why we don't take things, guys. This is why we don't take things that aren't ours.
Hey, y'all should start smashing and grabbing, okay?
Yeah, I know. I fucked up.
up.
X is still a dragon and likes to hoard stuff sometimes. It's a curse.
Maybe it was a saving
It
throw.
might be turtles and tortoises, but it's still a curse.
Fuck ducks, man.
Please don't fuck any ducks.
Actually, all of you make a wisdom saving throw.
Fuck.
It's the son of truth.
Probably.
He's dumb.
Oh, good thing I'm not proficient.
19.
Bro, making a what check?
Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom check.
Fuck.
21.
21. Okay.
What's my wisdom?
17.
17. Okay.
I'm trying to find my wisdom. Where's my wisdom?
Up at top.
So, Jade, what did you get?
18. Sorry, I got an 18, but it's a dirty 20.
Okay.
Yeah, dirty 20.
So,
I got 19.
alright.
I got a 10.
She kind of she kind of sighs.
I didn't know. I didn't know that it was.
Did it speak to you?
No, it didn't. I didn't hear anything.
Is this the one of truth?
I just know that I had it.
Where is it now? Do you know?
I don't know. The thing that basically pierced my body took everything, and I don't know where.
What is your name?
Jade.
He's very fortunate. We can relax for the moment. She's kind of very, very kind of stressed. This high tension situation turns and deflates just a little bit, kind of a relief. It is our expectation that there was some sort of a charm placed on this necklace that would allow the potential soul of Yadav to jump into a body within range. You seem to have found a number of the clay pots. In addition, it would seem that she has made multiple copies of herself, which would mean that she has already returned. These bodies, were they fully formed?
Yep.
Yes.
And naked.
How
I
many
think we
jars
know
were there?
there were naked.
4?
I think we know.
Okay.
We smashed 2 of them.
High level,
Just the pots, though. We just smashed the pots.
powerful necromancers that are able to utilize extremely powerful levels of magic are able to become death averse. Makes our scout team potentially a little bit more dangerous and a little bit more trying. We need to make our first priority to check on both the body itself to confirm that it still is there, though it may not be of importance anymore. We just need to double check to see if there may or may not be the actual necklace present. Our next priority, and probably the best priority to focus, will be first and foremost to go and destroy and remove the bodies within those pots. Should you come across any more, destroy them immediately. Dismember the bodies. Anything that you may do, these can be treated as vessels for a soul to jump to, should an original body die. That being said, is there any other information about the vault? You took items. What items do you seem to have taken?
We all kind of look at each other.
We just kind of like pull them out. And
Everyone just kind of pulls everything out, and everyone's holding it. Well,
hold it up.
items, all sorts of shit
You kind of set them all out on the table.
in front of each ours.
Lumba, you pull out your circular amulet. Lothric, you pull out the book with the skull on it.
I pull
I
out a
had,
vial.
I had the triangle amethyst.
Yep, you have the
headband.
triangle headband. The triangle
I've
amethyst
got the
headband.
vial that has a pink fluid with a scorpion tail and adder's fang, and then a very light-covered book with it's called the Tome of Clear Thought, written in Draconis on it.
You set that book out, and immediately a number of them take kind of a step forward, and they're very amazed.
This is my book.
You seem to have taken a number of very important items from an extremely powerful necromancer. Items that I'm sure will not be missed. For at least a moment. However, I would imagine that you all have no real idea what you may or may not have grabbed.
No, we're all
I have a hunch of what I grabbed. It's my belief that this is a Necronomicon. I just need to be able to go through it and make some notes on it.
He almost died just trying to grab that thing. He was persistent.
so did X.
So did X.
Yeah.
I
Trying to
would
get hit for
encourage
him.
you to be extremely careful in anything to do with that book in particular.
Oh.
This is Misty speaking. If it is what I would assume it would be, it may be Yadav's spellbook, a backup copy, as a wizard without a spellbook is but a smart individual. It will take quite a bit of effort, and you will want to be extremely careful to be sure that you do not trigger any potential traps within its pages. Should you wish to keep it, I would encourage you not to explore its pages, and instead to make every effort to immediately destroy it.
Oh, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. He's not really much of a listener.
We need to talk.
It is very likely that you are all a target in some way of the dove at this moment.
Well, that was kind of
About
odd.
Good
right?
stuff.
Yeah, it's a regular
stuff
Tuesday.
I'm going to kind of stop and think for a second.
Like, none of us are fazed by this.
It's a
We-
Wednesday night, bro.
Yep. It's a Monday.
I think the best course of action, at least for this moment, will be to send a party of our clerics within the various kind of catacomb tunnels to make sure that none of these undead forces remain. In the meantime, I will encourage you all to prepare in any way that you might deem necessary for whatever threat might come your way, if any. Do not leave the city. Do you have somewhere safe to stay? Is there anyone that you know that you can stay with?
Nope. We only go to normal inns, and those aren't the safest places.
We're sleeping tiny magic
The
huts.
last one
Yep.
we stayed at, God, I got fucked up.
There is nowhere else here. Dadani kind of steps forward and like, they can stay at my place if they really need to. That's okay. However, I would encourage you all to consider what you might need to do to be safe. Whatever wards you need to put up, whatever gear you need to collect. Seems like a number of you, Jade, Sudi, don't have any way of defending yourself.
Yeah, we gotta go get you a new spell.
Oh boy, yeah.
I mean, she currently has.
You know who
kind
that
of
would
one
mean?
on
You know who we need to see? We need to go see Birch. Get a
Oh.
spell book.
Yeah. Birch. Yeah.
Is the current spellbook that I have given her kind of counts?
Not really.
Like, I don't know how this stuff works.
Yeah, you don't necessarily know how it would work. If you would ask that question out loud, you have a number of wizards in the room. Denani would be like, unfortunately, that's not necessarily how this works. You do not have your spellbook, correct?
I don't. Yeah.
The creation of an entirely brand new spellbook will take quite a bit of time
And money, I'm sure. that
and
I
money.
Clearly don't have.
Something that I'm sure the school can be of support with, given that we are a school.
But I would be forever in your debt. I mean, that's huge.
Potentially, but
We're helping them kill something. Take the gift.
it's not nearly as simple as picking up another person's spellbook. You would then have to retranslate it into a form that would make sense for you personally, meaning that you might as well start from scratch.
Understandable, yes.
Let's take some time. And kind of Misty says, we'll take some time, collect whatever supplies you may need from within the city, go with people, stay with Dadani. We will see what we can do to provide an armed guard. But in the meantime, get whatever you may need, prepare for whatever threat may come. And the rest of our forces, a number of our forces, will join as a party to clear the catacombs the rest of the way. Be safe, and best of luck to you all. Celia kind of nods and says, we can discuss our own other dealings later. For now, be safe. I will be where you met. And they all kind of turn and begin to discuss on the other side of the table and leave you with the Donnie to your will. You can do whatever you like now.
Alright. We gotta get those two figured out.
So.
We all put our stuff back in our backpacks.
I at least put my shit bag in my backpack.
And put Biscuit back inside my...
They put it back into the armor.
Put her.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Biscuit's a lady. Treat her as such. Put her back in my armor.
You're a lady, and you go to the scoot.
Yeah, it's like a Pokemon ball, but with like I'm sure a wonderful world inside for her. Because she always seems to like it. Keeps her warm.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine.
So, you guys can collect whatever items you want back off of the table.
I'll take my headband back.
Yep.
There you are. What do you do now? Donnie kind of takes a step forward and says, okay, what's the plan?
What do y'all need to go get?
Geez.
Yeah, I figured Sudi and Jade should lead the charge on this one because they need the most shit.
Yeah.
They need stuff.
Yeah.
You also do not have any money.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to, be of much use with a spell book.
Well, let's go find you one.
I agree. You're a bit defenseless without your book in hand.
Even with one, I don't know how much use that would be. I'd have to study it for multiple hours upon the day.
Well, then we'll get you a gigantic mace to hit people in the face with. I mean, come on.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I could maybe use a weapon.
I might have an extra sword if that would work for someone. Because I have two now. I don't need
Can you help me
two.
try and make a... What are they called?
Mimosa? Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, yes, please. Let's go.
So.
I have to restart my computer anyways. It is fucked. So I can't really do shit.
Just basically grab a cup and pour whatever juice you want.
Oh yeah, booze.
We're gonna booze it up real quick.
Sudi,
Yes.
you used, correct me if I'm wrong, you used a scimitar before, right? Roughly?
Roughly.
I have one I never use, if that would be helpful for you.
You have a scimitar just rattling around in there?
Yeah, I never
start
really
reading
used.
that and
I
see
mean,
if
I
I
used
can
to use it a lot,
figure
but
stuff
now I
out.
have my
What do I roll?
flaming rapier, and I just don't reach
Just
for
roll
it
a general
anymore.
intelligence check, Arcana, I guess.
Kana.
I'm gonna pull it
actually,
out.
sorry, it would be medicine.
No, where's the scimitar?
I'm gonna
Medicine?
pull it
Yes.
out and like show it to you.
I like Arcana better because my medicine bag rate
Great, you have a scimitar now.
an 11.
An 11?
It's
You
just a
open it up and
regular
it seems to be a bunch
scimitar.
of notes about anatomical diagrams, information about
We'll delete it
various
from my inventory.
surgeries that seem to be taking place. Nothing seemingly all that wholesome. It seems to be as though they were trying to hollow out the inside of a humanoid to place something within.
Got it. Great. Do you see why we need to talk?
I do. So
I love D&D.
There, I solved sort of one problem. I don't know how to get Jade or spellbook.
Oh, alright.
But Sudi can stab people again. So
you
yeah.
can stab people again,
Yeah.
which is always a wonderful thing.
Stabby, stabby. Pokey, pokey.
Didani is going to kind of turn to a number of you and be like, now, I'm not sure exactly what I can do, but if you're willing to give me some time, I may be able to get a little bit more insight on some of the items that you have. So,
We don't know what they are.
but maybe we wait until later tonight. For now, we should probably get on our way from there.
I chose to give Shooty a weapon, so now we just have to figure out what to do for Jade.
Jade, we just need to go to a store to get you a book of some sort.
And Didani has offered to try to give you more arcane insight on some of the items you've collected later on once you've settled for the
Oh yeah, we gotta do that shit.
But we gotta get you a book
Let's
first.
go to a bookstore.
Get you a book.
Library.
You know,
Library!
just like for now, just use like a simple weapon and call it good.
Yeah, because here's the thing: is even if you were to get a book, you wouldn't be able to use it.
Well, could she translate it while we're at Didani's?
Oh,
Maybe if
it
she
would
stayed
take
up all
weeks.
night
It would take
before
weeks
going.
for me to
So
do
there's
it.
no way to.
It would be 2 hours per spell level plus 50 gold per spell level
I don't
And
have
she
that
has
much.
to be able to recreate. And so she has no money, and even to get 3 or 4 first level spells, it'll take her all night.
Let's go buy her a sword.
So get her a fancy sword or some sort
Yeah.
of magic item so she can at least do damage.
Exactly.
So she is effectively nerfed as a wizard.
Hey, it's alright. Welcome to the club, bruh.
So
Welcome to the Swords and No Damage Club.
Didani turns and starts to leave, and then
Here we go.
the High Shade speaker kind of turns and goes, Didani, wait, just a moment, please. He pulls her aside, and they have a short discussion. Nod. Didani kind of turns and casts something and says some words out, and then kind of nods, says something back to the High Shade speaker, and then returns to the rest of the group. He says, alright, I will spend much of the day with you for however long I can, and then get you settled in at my place, set up a few different wards if possible, and then I unfortunately have another mission to attend to with the kind of Onyx Spirit. So I'll be doing that a little bit later. But for now, I can help you gather whatever gear and do whatever preparations you might need. Where are we headed? What can we do first?
Magic shop? We would like a weapon or magic item for this lady over here.
Should we head to
I do
the
have a
Wishbone?
dagger, so that's.
That's great, but maybe
great.
something a little bigger?
Something with a little bit more reach. The dagger was meant more for protection than for damage.
Yeah, let's go.
If you're not used to close combat, it's not really good for damage.
We could attempt to make our way to the wishbone.
Cool.
So, you all kind of leave the Onyx Spires. Outside, you see the woman that carried the heads in, kind of leaning against the wall, kind of under an overhang where the shadow covers her. Didani kind of nods and then continues on her way, and the woman turns and walks back off through the doors and back into the actual cathedral for the Onyx Spires. Then you make your way through the town the rest of the way. You're kind of really careful because even though it's morning and the sun is up and it's very nice, kind of clean, crisp air compared to the catacombs that you had been in. It is otherwise a little nerve-wracking to feel like someone's watching you at all times, given that you seem to have items that apparently a very powerful magical practitioner, a very powerful mage and necromancer seems to want, based on the conversation you all just had.
It's not like we didn't know that when we took them.
Yeah, we did not know that, no.
So, you make your way back to the Wishbone magical store by the Valaria Academy. It takes you a little while, maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes, but you make your way there. As you enter, it's fairly slow. Early in the morning, students, not really a good combination, so they don't really want to be up at that point. But the woman that runs the place, a human woman, long brown hair, you met her before, Enola, is kind of cleaning down the countertop where people are able to work, and stocking different things around, kind of keeping all of the magical items that are around clean and maintained. As you enter, she goes, Oh, hello again, Didani. He's like, yes, hello. We need to get somebody outfitted for a few different endeavors. Jade, Sudi, I mean, the rest of you, take it away. What might you need? What might you look for?
Some sort of weapon.
Wait, is Didani the same person who was thought of as we met in the hot springs?
Yes, you met in the hot spring.
Because I remember I last spoke to her about making some armor for me.
Yeah, even magical.
The last time I saw her,
That
she was
would
going to
be
make
good.
some armor for me.
For this one.
Yes, yeah. Armor is going to take some time to enchant.
I just thought it was probably ready right now. I don't know.
Not necessarily, but
It's been
we'll
6
see.
months.
It's been like 3 days.
Ah, yes. Time.
Got any magic weapons?
Yes, magic weapons, please.
Yes, we do have a few pieces of actual armor that people have finished making, though not necessarily, kind of looks all of you over, it's like not necessarily something I think that any of you might actually benefit from. We don't have many things in the way of weaponry. We do have one item, and kind of goes out around the counter and then pulls a sword back out. It's a short sword. She says this one has been enchanted. It will maintain its sharpness a little bit longer, a little bit easier to wield and use, but nothing really otherwise special as, a major enchantment, just a simple kind of +1.
Okay.
Do you like this one? Should we go see a blacksmith?
It's nice.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I like it. I can't pay for it.
How much is it?
That's the problem.
And Didani's kind of standing there. She kind of looks at Didani and goes, how about just 300 gold?
Okay.
You hand over the 300 gold. You can add a +1 short sword to your inventory.
Okay.
Anything else that I can help you all with? Would you care to peruse whatever wares we might have?
So this is a magic shop, or is it just like a...
It's like a magic item shop.
Do you have any bottles of holy water?
Unfortunately, no. That would be something potentially provided by one of the temples.
Okay, great.
Any dragon parts?
No.
Alright, worth a shot.
We do have this, however, and pulls out kind of a horn. It's almost like a kind of drinking horn, but at its mouth, instead of kind of the cut piece of the horn and then hollowed out, there seems to be a brass piece, and then it's stoppered with a brass stopper, and it seems to be kind of a relief of a dragon's head, and then there's a stopper within its mouth to keep it from actually opening up. She says, "We do have this dragon vessel. Should you be interested?"
What does it do?
Dragon vessel of this variety is a slumbering item, as you would normally refer to it. A slumbering item such as this, you merely need to speak a magical command word and fill the vessel with a liquid of your choice. Usually it will be ale or some sort of an oil, but more interesting substances, potentially like a potion of climbing or a potion of healing, may be possible.
How much is this?
Hold on.
The dragon vessel is...
Like, what? Once it's filled, though, like, what does it... Does it just hold it, or...
Holds it, you can drink it.
Does it... Any other
You
special...
can drink it, pour it out.
What's the difference from having it from, like, being in a vial, though, is my, like...
If you speak the command word, it'll make a potion of healing in the thing.
Oh, I thought you said you had to pour it into it.
No, you can say a command word and it'll
Oh,
fill
yeah,
it.
how much
It'll
is
fill
this shit?
itself with a potion of healing.
I should warn you, though, a potion that you create using this method loses its magical properties if not imbibed within the 24-hour period of its initial creation. It is worth, and she kind of does the math in her head for a second, something like 500 gold pieces?
Holy buckets. On a stick.
I'll buy it.
Batman.
Yeah,
Jesus.
You would like to purchase?
It's a bit
I spent my
steep.
400
Is there
on
any
this.
way we can lower the price if I give you some items that I no longer need?
Oh, bartering.
Trade and bartering is absolutely valued. What might you have to offer?
I have a short bow, a dagger, and a small knife that I no longer require, as well as a few bolts that I still have left over, I believe, from when I had a crossbow. I'll just double check on that.
Interesting. You can make a persuasion check. Yes.
Say X slaps down 500 gold coins on the counter.
Let's put it this way.
I asked about it first.
I'm an alchemist. I can actually use these.
You want it to be useful, like...
The point of the dragon thing is you're not, you said pour water or like oil and it turns it into a potion. You're not mixing chemicals.
No,
into
it
it.
turns. I say a command word, and this becomes the potion that's in it for 24 hours. Meaning, I no longer have to make these and spend.
Oh, is that what that is?
I can just say a command word and say,
It's an empty drinking horn that you can say bagels, and then it makes potions.
Gives me a potion of speed.
So like just magically generates.
Does it only do potions? Does it do food too?
It does not
liquid.
do food.
Liquid.
It does specifically water, olive oil, potion of healing, or potion of climbing.
Only those four, so he
Only
can't make
those
his
four.
other shit then.
Are you serious? I
It's
couldn't
only
say.
those four.
Yeah.
You can create those outside of things and do them like.
Oh well, then that's pointless. Then never mind. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Well, he didn't say that at the beginning. He just said it fills it up with like a potion. And I was just thinking,
But-
that's just an example. So I
It
figured I could
basically
use my other
gives you
potions.
a healing potion a day.
Do that. Buy that shit.
Like a basic healing potion, or
Yeah,
does it give
Just
you?
a basic healing potion, but
That's still.
it's
that's
still like
good.
a healing potion a day.
A basic healing potion is usually 500 gold for one.
Well, if you could use one a day, I mean, how many potions, like healing potions?
You
is that?
stub
That's
your
a
toe
lot.
and you can drink a healing potion if there's
Yeah.
nothing else going on.
For free.
For free. That is a good thing to buy, I think.
Yeah, no, it's not worth it for me then, because
So,
I didn't
you
know
put
that
down
was-
500 gold. Do you still want it?
No, you know, right?
Hold on, let me see what
I'm
I got.
kind of upset because these are all liquid-based things, and it's a
You
thing that
can make
holds liquid.
them. As an alchemist, you can like make them.
I can't make any of these.
Yes, you can. You
No,
can
I
make
can't.
all of
That-
those. It
you-
just takes time and money, and it takes a ridiculous amount of time and money.
Yeah, then
But-
there's no kind of regretting doing the artificer thing in this
You
realm.
haven't leveled into artificer yet,
I don't think I'm. I don't think
so
I
you
will.
don't have to.
I don't think I will. It's not. It doesn't look like it's gonna be worth it because this is like for one potion that would be good, which is potion of speed. It's 45,000 gold
Nope.
just to make that potion.
Wait, so you have. Hold on. Can I persuade her to drop it down to 400?
How are you going to persuade her?
I mean,
Fucker, is that what you
don't
said?
give X that idea.
That's what I mean. I'm going to try and
because
persuade.
she would.
You want to try to persuade her to give her a discount?
X would fucking try to do
You can
that.
try
Might
if
as
you
well.
want to try. Sure.
That's
Might
why
as well
I
try.
made the joke, because I thought it was funny.
What's my persuasion zone?
Oh, yeah, I got a 9. That's not gonna work.
Goddamn.
No, that's not it.
Question, how long does it take to make the healing potion once the word is said?
What's
It's like an action.
It's
Okay.
yeah.
It's like 6 seconds. It just makes it.
Okay, but like I could make it beforehand, before combat.
Yep. And it just loses its magical properties if it isn't imbibed within the 24
Am I
hour
only
period.
allowed, can I only do it once every 24 hours, or once I drink it, can I use an action to make another potion?
Once every 24 hours. Well, sorry, as a bonus action, so it's technically even faster.
So-
That's me.
Once this property is used, it cannot be used until the next dawn.
Oh, alright. No, I'll pass.
It says passive perception 10, so what does that mean?
That would be what you can notice. It's persuasion that you're looking to do. But you're going to pass
Yeah,
entirely
that's
now?
I'll pass on that. If it was one I could use like repeatedly, as long as
Yep.
I filled it up, I'd be interested, but I already struggle with only being able to use my dagger once a day.
There
So-
is, however, another fairly valuable item called a bag of bounty.
Okay.
She kind of pulls it out. It's kind of a tan bag, leather, kind of a sack. It seems to have kind of this plate on it, which says kind of once per day. You can shape a specific meal with your thoughts, and attempt to create fairly fine food, pull it from the bag, and feed yourself and your companions.
How much?
Imagine endless chicken.
Yeah, X is thinking what you're selling right now.
You're like, oh my god, you're just imagining. That would be 350 gold.
I got 15 on persuasion, by the way. I don't know how
15?
much. I don't know how much my spirit of pieces.
No more vegan stuff.
It would be
Chickenless.
advantage.
When you
but-
enter vegan compound.
Wait.
Pretty much the minute that she was like, I'm done, you can try to still persuade, but she's not gonna want it anymore.
Oh,
Okay.
you should persuade her for the bag, though. I'd be
You
interested
could
in the
make
bag of
another roll
bounty.
for the bag.
Question:
So
is there a creepy bag man attached with this bag too? Because we don't need two
Doesn't the
bags
bag
chilling
man
around
go
the
across
house.
all bags?
I don't know, Jeremiah.
We don't have a bag man anymore. The bag is gone.
Oh, the bag man's gone. Oh, it's fine.
All y'all are okay.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah,
But any bag of holding can potentially have the
Okay,
bag
it's
man
a bag
go
of
to
bounty.
that.
Yeah.
But the bag we know has the bag
If
man.
Sarah wants to
is
try and
gone.
persuade her to drop it down to
If you want to try,
Drop-
350 for the moment. Basically,
I love how the
up
food
to
that can-
3 times a day you can try to make a charisma. Nat 20?
Yeah.
She kind of looks
That's
at
on my
you,
advantage.
and then she looks over your shoulder at the Donnie, and Donnie kind of nods. And you're sitting there just kind of drooling at the idea
foaming
of
at the
chicken.
mouth.
Chicken.
And she kind of, you see her demeanor go from like
chicken.
you know,
and
I need to make a
strawberries
profit
for
and be able to do these
for-
things, and then she kind of softens and is like,
I gave it the puppy dog eyes.
you know, I gave it to you for $2.50.
Sold. Slap down 250.
Endless
Alright.
chicken for X, endless strawberries for biscuit.
Also, my persuasion tactic was to hit another scoot on my chest and pop out the tortoise and go, I just want to feed her all the time.
So you can add a bag of bounty.
Okay, to my inventory.
Basically, and if you can't, then I can.
I'll
You
figure it
can
out.
up to 3 times a day pull a basic, you know, basically use it to cast create food and water, drawing a feast from within the bag. You shape this meal with your thoughts, so you can choose what it would be, and you can create standard bland fare without requiring any sort of a check. But you can also attempt to create finer food by making a charisma check.
Okay.
If you're proficient with cook's utensils, add your bonus to this check, and a failed check results in sour or squalid food.
Okay. Worth a shot.
Boring chicken for free, or good chicken, possibly.
So if you roll high enough, you can have an aristocratic meal 3 times a day.
Sick.
So,
We can
a
avoid that, and we
bag that
can
could
have
feed our
turducken.
entire party with decent quality food for just saying the command word is $3.50.
No.
But the tiny little thing that can produce water, a health potion, and something more basic was $500.
Yeah?
Yep. Welcome to capitalism, my dude.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
So let's put it this way. As a bonus action, your
that's
friend
justice
is
system.
down and dying. As a bonus action, you get not only a free health potion, but you feed it to them and save their life immediately.
But you said it was an action for you to
So-
say the command word and get the potion.
It would, and then I reread it and it said bonus action. So I'm like, that's my bad.
But do
it's
you
a
get to
bonus action.
use it, or is it the
would
bonus
have
action
to-
creates the potion, and
bonus
then your
action
next one?
creates it.
Yeah, so then you're wasting
But
two
you can-
actions.
But you could do it at like the beginning of the day and then just have it.
Well, the
Like
whole
it'll stay good for
True.
24 hours.
I guess. Nice.
So, is there anything else that I can do to support you here? Anything else? If you enjoy the generation of substances, we also have an alchemy jug. Creates a number of other different fluids and items. We have a number of potions of healing, should you deem them necessary.
What's this alchemy jug?
I got spells.
An alchemy jug? She kind of points you over and walks you over to it. It's this really big jug, kind of clay jug with a number of stoppers in it. It's kind of clay ceramic. It seems to hold maybe about a gallon of liquid. She picks it up and it just is always kind of sloshing, but she puts it upside down and nothing comes out at first. Doesn't weigh too much. She says, as an action, you can name one liquid and cause the jug to produce this chosen fluid from a list of things that it is capable of doing. Afterwards, you can uncork this jug and pour the liquid out, up to 2 gallons per minute, with the maximum amount depending on whatever substance you choose. Typically, these substances will be an acid or a basic poison. However, it can produce things such as beer, or honey, vinegar, fresh or salt water, some wine, oil, and weirdly enough, due to a student's choices, they created this mayonnaise.
I don't want to know.
So how much does that cost?
This particular jug will cost $350.
Okay, can I try and barter for it?
You can if you would like.
So I want to try using my persuasion again.
How do you want to persuade her? What do you want? What do you want to say to convince her to just give it to you for less?
I can't think of anything but this at the moment, and it's pretty bad. But it's like I'm trying to charm her in a way.
Do what you're gonna do.
Pretty please with sugar on top.
Make your roll.
None of them are good. What was my persuasion again? Was it +4?
Okay.
Yeah, it was +4, so 13.
13.
Excuse me.
She kind of... We've already gotten quite a bit of discount for a few things. Best I can do is 325. It's 25 gold off, but it's not
that's
that
not
much
that's
off.
not much still. Plus, I'm kind of tight on money.
Yeah.
Is that something you want, Sarah? Or is it something you're getting for Lothric?
I was hoping to get it for Lothric, but
We do also have a number of items salvaged from the Fifth Element. A number of sending stones, some bracers of defense, an immovable rod, actually, another cape. We actually also have come across from this tragic event a ring of free action. Should any of those things be interesting.
and what's the ring of free action? I'm interested in that.
The ring of free action, she kind of takes a moment and pulls out a case and sets it onto the counter and is kind of showing you it. This ring of free action makes it so that it's a little bit easier to move through difficult terrain. You don't get slowed down by things that would normally slow you down, and your speed cannot be reduced by magical means, and you cannot be paralyzed or restrained.
How much would that be?
This one, due to the nature of its enchantment, is actually quite a bit more expensive.
Yeah,
3,000 gold pieces.
Yeah. I can't help you with that one, Sarah.
Can we lower it to 300?
Oh my god.
Make a persuasion
You
check.
better get a nat 20 on that one, babe. Come on.
This dice needs to go to dice jail right now. It's really bad.
You just cut it down to the, like, by
16.
90%.
I don't know if that's enough.
16. Just like,
It's above a 15.
unfortunately, we have to sell it for somewhat closer to its price than 300. What I would offer is 2,800 gold pieces.
That's still not enough. I don't have that.
Anything else that I can help you all with?
What's the cheapest on your list?
The cheapest item on our list would potentially be a potion of healing. Those will run you about 75 gold pieces a piece.
What about above that?
The next one above that is we have a deck of illusions. We have a potion of greater healing. We have the immovable rod.
What's the
should you be
immovable
interested.
rod?
She pulls it out, and Lemba and Sudi and Lothric, you all saw this in the Fifth Element shop. It's a rod that has two horses on the end. She says, what you can do, and she says, now, let me, you look strong. She kind of walks around the counter holding it, and then jumps in the air and clicks the head of the horse that's on one of the ends, and then lets it go, and it just floats there. She says, pull it down.
Alright. I like reach up and I like pull and I start doing pull-ups.
Pretty much. It's immovable. It's just stuck in space.
Oh.
It just exists like 6 to 7 feet in the air now. Like, it's just there.
Why?
If you stuck that up the bone naga's ass and clicked it, would it be able to do anything?
First of all, it's bones.
Okay, that's not the point.
So,
Anyway,
I guess you can
But-
hang a hammock off of it or something.
Anyway, we'll think about it later.
But she says, now, should you want to recollect the rod? She kind of shushes you off of it as you do pull-ups. She just jumps back up and grabs it and clicks the head, falls back down, and is like, you have your rod back.
But what is that used for?
Whatever
Probably
you
for
might need.
barricading.
Yeah,
No.
okay, let's do that.
You could lock a door. You could use
And
it
make
to
it
hold
just
something up.
limbo under it.
So, anything else I can do? Is this still interesting
What
for you?
were the braces of defense?
Bracers of defense. She kind of runs back around the counter and pulls them down. They look to be kind of this golden color with these kind of flames engraved on the edges of them. These bracers are designed where someone that does not typically wear armor or use a shield can be a little bit better protected. The enchantment will grant you a little bit of a bonus to whatever defense you may have. In mechanic speak, it gives you a flat +2 bonus to AC.
How much? My AC is crap.
The bracers of defense are actually the most expensive item within our inventory at the moment.
Never mind.
Thousands.
They come in at 4,500 gold.
Yeah.
Never mind. I'll just keep getting.
Can I try doing a persuasion again?
You can try. How do you
Fucking
want
get
to
it for
how do you want to persuade her?
$300.
Puppy dog eyes again, but I'm not gonna get it. It's this dice needs to go into the jail pile. What would have gotten if I did it digitally? I'm just wondering.
I'll take 2 health potions while we're waiting.
Yeah. So she's like, "Oh, just the 2. Would you prefer
I would have gotten a 20.
Oh. Would you prefer a greater healing potion or just the 2 normal?
What's
regular
the
healing
greater
potions?
price?
The greater healing potion is 440.
Yeah, no, give me the 2 basic,
Okay.
please.
I was going to barter it down to like 300 again.
This fuck. I am.
Barter 4,000 gold down to 300 gold.
Yes.
Doing so good,
This
Sarah.
world doesn't make any sense, so why not?
So, anything else I can do for you all? Yes.
Not me, but Abby is falling asleep. If you look in the chat.
Oh, I cannot.
Sorry, Abby.
I cannot see anything. So.
Alright. I didn't know that you couldn't see the chat. Yeah, I just didn't want to interrupt the flow here.
Oh, it's okay. Do you need a minute for like a break?
I'm saying if I will probably have to leave a little earlier than we usually go until.
Okay. Then let's run through the rest of this and we'll shut things down pretty quick here. So,
Okay.
is there anything else that you would
Thank you.
like to do within the shop?
No.
No? Okay.
Everything's too expensive.
All right. So, anything else that you want to do for the day, or do you want to run?
Wait.
Yep.
Abby, what did you want to say?
I was gonna say I wanted to buy a health potion, and then I remembered I have no money.
Oh. I mean, do I have any health potion on me?
Extra spot 2. There is 1 left if anybody else wants to offer to purchase.
I'll slap it onto my tab and give it to Sudie.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Alright, so you have cleaned her out of regular healing potions.
Because I wanted to know. It's on my thing. Stay off my shit. You're a liar. I'm pissed. Stay off my shit. Oh, come
So,
on now.
anything else that you want to do for the day to prepare?
You were lying.
Or do you want to go and try to get some of the stuff that you found identified by Dodani
Ooh, yeah.
and
Yes.
shut everything down?
Let's do that.
So, you take a moment, and you kind of follow Dodani along, back just off of campus and across the river. Oddly, kind of nearby the devilish couple, where they are slowly rebuilding. They've made a little bit of progress because it's been a couple days, but like it's still pretty rough. But she kind of goes by to a relatively small house. She says, "Well, welcome to my home. We'll see kind of getting you all settled in here. It does not look like it will hold enough people. It's basically a tiny house."
Oh my god.
But she opens the door and takes a step inside. As you all kind of follow her, it's a lot bigger on the inside than the outside.
Magic house.
It's basically just Hermione's tent. And so it's a lot larger. There's a number of rooms. Right away when you come into the entryway, there is kind of the entryway with a sitting room and a kitchen. And then leading back, there's a hallway that leads back to a number of rooms. She says, unfortunately, there really isn't that much space, despite the enchantments. I have some limitations. But we can all stay out in kind of the entryway, kind of sitting room area, should that be amenable. I can pull some blankets and a few other niceties to get comfortable. Does that work for everybody, or do you...
Sounds great.
Yeah? Okay, alright. Now, did you want me to look at anything particular?
Yes.
It is at this point probably a couple hours from sunset, so you still have a pretty good chunk of the afternoon.
It's good to know.
So, you want me to look at something though?
I'm gonna hand her my thing.
She kind of nods and says, "All right, give me a little bit of time." Then she kind of there it is. She kind of turns and the thing resets, so I had to fix it. But she kind of turns and sits down on one of the kind of sections of cushioned sofa and sets the item down on a coffee table. Pulls out a few things and starts to prepare kind of for a spell. She sets out her spell book. She has a pearl. She kind of starts to go through this ritual. It takes about an hour. But she eventually gets back to you and says, this would appear to be an extremely valuable item. This is the circular amulet. This appears to be a amulet of the plains. You should be able to utilize this as a means of harnessing the magical energies necessary to shift from one plane to another. It is a little bit tricky.
Cool.
And you will need the attunement items for each plane. However, should you find that you need to go somewhere, you should be able to get there.
That's pretty neat.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want me to take a look at?
Anyone else want to have their shit done first?
So you can add an amulet of the plains
I mean, I was hoping to get something for Serenity, but everything's just way too expensive for her.
Yeah, but do you want your thing identified, your headband?
Oh, sure.
Alright. So you hand your headband over to Didani, and she kind of nods and kind of sits there. It takes another hour or so, but she ends up setting it down, does the spell, and eventually gets back to you and says, this is a headband of intellect. Basically, it enhances one's mind to make them more intelligent.
I'm like looking at X.
Your intelligence.
That's hurtful.
We were all thinking it. She just said it all out.
Stupid, but that's hurtful.
Mechanically, when you're attuned to this item and you are wearing it, your intelligence score is 19. If your intelligence is 19 already or above 19, it just doesn't work. But
Holy crap.
you would immediately big brain X.
Oh my
And she'd be
god.
like, yes, I'm cultured.
And I'm not even sure what that might look like.
Yeah,
But-
neither am I. I'm okay with
This is-
not.
well-
I'm okay with not knowing.
Well, is there anything
That's nuts.
anything else that you would like me to take a look at?
Lothar? Your book? Do you want your book officially identified?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little bit hesitant to do, but I can try. She's kind of, she won't even touch it and just kind of points to a spot for you to set it because she had the headmaster of the school say, "Be extremely careful and don't fuck with this," and now she's gonna fuck with it.
I hold it.
And so she takes a moment to identify. It takes like an hour, so you're there for a while
That's fine.
holding it.
I go into a meditative state until she's finished.
Yep, by now the sun is starting to set. Then she kind of comes out and clear of it and says, "This is the spell book containing a number of dark spells, I would assume, though I'm not sure exactly the nature of each one. But this is absolutely Yadav's spell book. We need to be extremely careful with this."
Wow, that's crazy stuff right there.
Anything else? I've got maybe one more in me, one or two more in me, and then I gotta get running.
I think I'm the only one left because your guys' shit went missing.
Mm-hmm.
I pull my book and my vial of shit out of my backpack and hand it to her.
Vial of shit.
Okay. She takes the book and it says, I actually just already know what this is.
Oh, sick!
This is an extremely powerful grimoire.
What does that mean? I'm dumb. What?
Should you... It's a magical book.
Oh.
She says, a book such as this is oddly enough part of a legend, and people within the school highly seek these out because it is a short way to... a shortcut to a lot more successes. It contains a number of kind of memory and logic exercises, but it is charged with magic, and if you can spend 48 hours within a 6-day period or fewer studying the book and its contents, your intelligence score increases by 2, as does your maximum for that score.
Ooh. That'll be helpful. That'll make me at least not negative.
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
Yeah, that will.
This is the only way to get above a 20 in any ability score. So you can get to 22.
Ooh, you could be
Wait,
big brain
am I only
X.
allowed to like use it once though for myself?
Yeah.
Okay.
This manual loses its magic, however, it does recharge after a century.
So you're good. Like, you have it, you do it, and you're good. Right?
Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, I wouldn't be negative. I'd be at intelligence or wisdom?
Intelligence.
Oh, I'd be a positive 1 if I...
Oh my god.
Good.
X is stupid.
Oh my god.
Damn.
What's your
Alright,
current
so,
intelligence right now?
Negative 1.
She says, now I can
X is
identify...
dumb.
I can identify this this vial here. It seems to be some sort of a potion, but give me just a moment. And she kind of takes an additional moment, doing the same kind of a process, but for the vial. And after that time is up, she says, this is a very rare item. It is a potion of longevity. Were you to drink this potion, your physical age would be reduced by a number of years, at a minimum 13 years.
Oh, I better not drink it because I'm 12 right now.
Dead. You would go poof.
I'd be a bit of a
So
dragon.
what's the purpose of this drug, I guess, if it's gonna make you be less than years?
Seeing as a number of these items were within a necromancer's vault that was attempting to research lichdom, I would assume that the purpose behind their procurement was to enhance Yadov's individual intelligence and provide her with an extended period of life.
Oh, so it made her, like, younger again?
It also made me wonder,
Should
like,
she
there's a
have been
huge,
capable of
humongous
drinking?
axe in there.
Yes, potentially.
Excuse me, okay.
There was a huge, humongous axe in the vault. So it's like, what does she need that for?
Might have been her weapon of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, unfortunately, I do have to be going shortly, as soon as the spirit of the Onyx Spire arrives. But should you all stay here for the night, I will be back hopefully in the morning. We have some investigation to do, but make yourselves at home. I'll set up a number of wards before I leave. Do not leave if you can help it. So, she kind of takes a minute, and it takes a little while, but she goes and starts to drag some silver thread across the doorway and across the windows, and ends up kind of making a few different castings. And then she kind of takes things for a second. Goes, okay, nobody go by this door. And then puts this glyph down and then steps out the door, and from the outside of the door she says, I'll be back later. Be safe. And then shuts the door and goes walking off into what is slowly becoming a kind of cool, chilled night. You're all able to otherwise find some rest, though. Should you all like to, you can take watches, or you're within what is effectively a demi-plane within her house, and there are wards set up, so depending on how comfortable you feel.
I go to sleep.
Lothric immediately goes to sleep.
Sounds about right. I'll put on the headband and try and attune to it.
Oh yeah, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, because
I will do the same thing.
Okay, it takes about an hour, as you guys are prepping for kind of the evening's rest, but you are able to attune. You feel your mind begin to kind of expand as you attune to the headband itself. It's kind of nice because it affords you a clarity that you didn't have before. You feel like the intelligence that you have is enhanced based on the fact that it basically just removes whatever blockers there might have been. And you feel a number of the planes, kind of planar influence, reach out and connect with the amulet as you attune to it. You can feel the heat of the plane of fire. You can feel the chill of the plane of water and the transitory plane of ice. You feel even further out planes like the Nine Hells, and feel the raw chaos attached to it. And then you feel Mechanus, another plane that is order. So you feel almost as though while there is one element or another tugging at the amulet itself, they're all tugging in balance and concordance with each other.
Oh.
You can traverse planes.
Jade, Sudi, anything you would like to do?
Specifically, like before we go to bed or no?
Yeah, say before you go to bed. I mean, if anyone wants to do watch or not, you can. It's whatever works.
I'll stay up and watch.
I'll go with her.
So the two of you will take the first watch. The rest of you go to sleep.
Yep.
Okay.
I'll take one of the last watches, though. I'll get up early.
Okay.
Because when I'm up about my watch, I want to read the book about Dragonborns in familiar handwriting that I got from Lemba.
Oh yeah.
All right.
When it's my turn to be awake. Other than that, I'm passed out.
Okay.
Ooh, actually, can I make a roll to feed everyone real quick with my new bag of bounty?
Absolutely.
And then I go to bed.
That sounds good.
Okay, what do I roll?
So,
'Cause I
it
can't
is
find
a
it, so
charisma.
you'll have to make
Yeah, it's a Wayfinder's Guide to Aberon
That's fine.
item, so I'll have
So,
to go and put it in
charisma.
for you. Yes, it is a. So you can either pull out normal baseline food, or if you want to try to do something more, you can fail. If you roll below a 10, you make shitty ass food.
Okay.
But if
But
you
I
roll
can-
higher, then you get some good food.
Okay.
But it's a charisma check.
I like that. Shitty ass food.
Are you
Oh.
proficient with cook's utensils by any
Nope.
chance?
I'm
Okay.
proficient with thieves' tools.
Neat.
So, alright, we're gonna come on,
they
baby.
are- they
We're gonna
are
make a
nice.
fancy meal. We're gonna get everyone on our side. We're gonna make a fancy meal.
Is this before you're sleeping?
Yes.
Okay.
What did you
okay.
get?
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Oh no!
What'd you roll?
Did you get a 1? With my bonus of 2.
You can't add to that one, love.
Let me have my moment.
Okay, so what were you trying to make?
Just chicken. I just
You
really wanted
to make
chicken.
some really good chicken.
Really
Some
good
really
chicken.
good chicken.
Chicken meals.
Like, can anyone else try and use the bag?
Get some chicken nuggets.
3 times a day.
Oh no.
Oh, 3 times a day? We're at the bed, so
So-
can I try again?
You could try again.
I'm gonna try again. We're trying this again. Some nice ass chicken. 15!
15? Okay. Alright.
Oh.
Shit chicken. And,
So-
and we throw it out in the trash.
So X gathers you all around in the sitting area, and you're like, I'm gonna try to get this food thing going. We should make some good food. Everyone, get ready. And then you kind of just start to dump stuff out of the bag, and you know when you like have rotting chicken and the skin just kind of
Yep.
off.
I
Yeah,
don't like that noise.
it's that.
I go,
It's
nope.
like half raw, but somehow still like cooked and seasoned.
Ew.
But then like pus and
No.
gross,
Stop it.
and it's just
Oh.
it's horrible. and you all pretty much had your plates out ready to catch it, and it lands on the plates, and you're like,
Nope.
and then just immediately go and dump that shit out.
Can I like pull a bin over and put all the food in a bin like shit on fire?
Yep.
It's alright, guys. It's alright, guys. I still got 2 more chances. We can use it one more. So I roll. I do it again.
Yep, you got the 15.
I got really fancy flavor.
You got a chicken feast. I assume you're still trying for chicken.
At
You're
this
like,
point, yeah.
trust me, guys, it'll be better this time. And
Oh
you
God.
pull it back out, and you make a very nicely made kind of chicken, and other kind of accoutrement to it, equivalent with a wealthy landowner's kind of meal. What the cooks would make for a wealthy landowner.
You're welcome.
Now everyone fill up your tummies and then go to bed.
It's very nice. Like, it's very good.
Chicken! Ooh, I'll take some potato!
So,
Maybe thinks, she has this good meal and she looks over at X and gives her an approving nod.
Thanks, Mom.
You know what? This is actually pretty damn good.
Thanks, Mom.
I knew you could do it.
Actually straightens up a little bit like, haha, I actually did something right.
I like reach up and pat it.
She's got a giant chicken leg in her mouth.
Good job. Nice
Alright.
chicken.
So, I think we'll end this session off fairly early. We'll just go through the night. Does that sound good for everybody?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Keep in mind, we'll be doing the D&D session next weekend.
Yep.
So, like, then we'll have Abby in person, too.
Yeah.
So, first watch the night. Make your perception checks.
That's us, right?
Yep.
That's us. We're watching.
Frick, frack, patty whack, give a dog a bone.
Is this what's happening while we're falling asleep to Jane's beautiful song?
Okay.
21.
I thought it was just the two of them on watch.
Yeah, you're asleep.
sorry.
Yeah, you're asleep. Don't worry.
Okay.
Ah, frick, frack.
Okay, my perception is 10.
Hold on, I gotta do some mathity math.
Oh, he's already up there.
Perception. Oh my god, where's my shit? Okay. It is an 8.
Okay. You two dead people. Do you want to have any conversations or anything while the two of you are awake? You have a common experience. Like, you could discuss if you wanted quick.
Yeah. And we're sitting down and
Yep.
shoot a look at Jay and I go, this whole thing is tiring.
Yeah. It is. I'm exhausted, you know. Like, legit.
You think, I mean, at this point, you're okay, right? I mean, you have your book of spells.
Yeah. I have like a sword. I have like a dagger. I have like
Sword and dagger.
a book
And
of
I've
some
got
spells.
This kick-ass scimitar.
Hey, yeah, that's perfect actually.
Linda just handed it to me.
That should be enough. Like,
He's never been that generous before, and at a time like this,
oh.
good for her.
I know what you mean. Yeah. Yeah.
You think it's about time?
Yeah, I think we have all that we need, right?
I think we have all that we need.
Let's let Caroline and Rafi. I think Rafi's still here, but I think Caroline went to the bathroom.
I'm here.
Okay, we'll
I'm
simmer.
down.
You can discuss. What you do notice with your guys' perception rolls is that Dodani has a very nice house.
Yeah, her house is
She has
gorgeous.
a nice clock hanging on the wall to like help keep time on things, and it just kind of is a very nice little tick, 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 and just you can see the little arm moving back and forth on the pendulum, but not much else is there. It's dark and oddly peaceful. There are windows that do overlook the outside for the street, but it seems almost as though they're like off. Like this is a demi-plane inside of a house. This is another space. So it's kind of hard to imagine where a window on the inside would be versus a window on the outside would be. And you can imagine that you can see a number of the outdoor things. You can see the river nearby. You can see people walking around. You can see a number of things happening. But you don't see much with your perception rolls.
Over to the windows. You said we're in like a demi-plane, right?
Yep, yeah. So you can
So we're in a
see...
demi-plane.
Yep.
We can see, but if we like climbed out the windows, what would happen?
You don't know.
I
mean, it's
take
It's
the
just
scimitar
us.
and I stick the tip of it outside the window. What happens?
So you open the window and you put the tip of the scimitar out. Nothing seems to happen like to the scimitar itself other than the vision that you see. It's almost like it gets warped slightly compared to what you would see. It's almost like when you look through a really thick curved acrylic and you see the very tip of it start to bend a little bit to match where it should be on the outside of this home.
Here, I got an idea. I look around and find a small object that I can
Okay.
grab from like a table or something.
What's Tani's thing?
Yeah, like a coaster or something.
You're gonna throw Dodani's stuff out of her house.
I just want to see what it's gonna do.
Okay. What do you want to do with Dodani's things?
So I find
while everybody is asleep.
I find a coaster. I found a coaster and I open the window and I try to throw it out the window.
And then maybe
Okay.
like a piece of trash
or maybe the rotting chicken. that is
Oh,
now
the rotting
ashes.
chicken! Yes, let me actually take that. No, I think that's a good idea.
No, it's all
no,
burning
throw
it up
Tani's
now.
coasters out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be me.
You're about to, and
lady who
Sudi's like,
barely
"Don't
knows
eat
that
it."
I know.
Stayed
Yeah,
home.
you're right. You're right. I should probably just do a chicken bone.
So you take a second and kind of fish a charred chicken bone out of the trash where Lemba had been burning it, and then just kind of be like, let's see what happens, and then throw it.
Out the window.
Yep. You watch as you throw it at kind of an angle that would take it towards your left-hand side, and it settles on the grass on the right-hand side of the window's pane. So, like, very clearly, the space is different on the inside than the outside, and so it has to adjust with the logical adjustment. But the bone, other than being charred, is okay.
It's not bad.
So you've successfully kind of,
No, Judy throwing things out the window.
yeah. I think you went to the bathroom and they
Yes.
started throwing things out the window.
That sounds like a city.
They're trying to figure out how the windows work, even though we're in this small house, but there's all this space.
Oh lord.
So,
It's like a weird, like
so
backward
they've
space.
been discussing their day.
Huh. Nice.
Anything else
Anyways.
you want to discuss?
I can't see. Is everyone here?
Yep.
Yeah, everyone's here.
Correct.
Yeah, we're all good to go now.
Sorry, I had to
Camera
pee.
malfunction again?
Yeah. For some reason, mine doesn't show her.
Oh no,
Like
can
it all.
Abby see us still?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can see
I
it.
yeah.
can see some of you.
If you're on the Discord, you could see everybody.
Yeah. I don't know why
If
this
you
one
want
just
to, here,
isn't
come around
working.
and see that.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
Yeah, I know.
See?
Yeah.
I forgot one thing. With your guys' perception roll, you would have seen every one of the party members.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't sure that I would have to say it, but
No, I assumed.
well, we'll put it this way: where are you all sleeping in this very small room?
I took whatever bed I could find.
Yeah, there's like a couch, and you can do that. Like, that would be the closest approximation, unless you're going to try to break into her bedroom and use her bed.
I feel like a poor choice. Just saying. Being in a wizard's house, that sounds like a poor choice. It's probably booby-trapped.
It's probably
I mean, I
true.
didn't. I just went onto the couch.
You
then.
just went and sat on the couch.
Yeah,
and
whatever
made it
area we
comfy.
were in before, I'm not going to overstay my welcome with her. She already doesn't like me because I call her a vamp.
Probably
Yeah,
a
that's
good
probably
choice.
a good idea.
I just find a corner, find a wall where I can see the majority of the room, lean my backpack against it, kind of curl up, curl my arms and just nod off as I usually do.
Yep. So you
On
just
the
kind of sitting there, just get comfortable.
Probably grab like a cushion and a blanket, like a comfy spot on like a rug or something.
Yep. Yeah. You
not the
do
worst.
you do feel a small presence, barbed, kind of butt against you, and then curl up next to you, invisible.
Aww.
And you hear this kind of munching sound. It's like eating something.
I like you too.
Chicken.
Eating the
It's
chicken?
eating the bad chicken that we threw away.
Oh,
Is
boy.
it eating the bad chicken that
It
we
would,
threw
it
away?
would smell like it.
Ugh, it'd be
Gross.
He likes,
So,
he likes bad
you
chicken.
find another
You're
spot,
welcome.
kind of like Lumba.
Yeah, I kind of go up to like a little meditative sleeping pose.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So everyone finds their rest for comfort. You guys are doing your watch, throwing shit out the windows and whatnot.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna just walk around and like take a look at everybody, making sure everyone's asleep and stuff.
Breathing. Yes,
Yeah, and breathing too. Yeah.
Thank you.
He looks at Jade and goes, I don't like these. I think it's high time we get out of here.
I need to start drinking some caffeinated coffee during these sessions.
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's time. Ready?
And, well, there's 2 of us and 4 of them. Which two first?
Jesus Christ.
I'll take that dragon-looking one over there.
That's probably her.
And I walk over to X and I cast Chill Touch on her.
Fuck! I told you the necromancer had him! I told you the necromancer had him!
Okay, Sudi, what do you do?
I'm going to,
This was the twist.
Lemna. I go over to Lemna and I draw my scimitar.
Oh!
I gave both of them a weapon, guys.
Guys, shut up.
And I use my surprise attack.
Mm-hmm.
Good idea. Oh, can I do that for mine too? Technically?
Yes, you would be able to cast a spell and then use your surprise attack.
Hold
you
on.
both have multi-attack,
Hold on.
Bitchin'. Okay.
so make 2 attacks.
Sorry.
We'll deal with actual damage in a moment, but just describe what this looks like.
Okay. Sudi, go first.
I take the scimitar and I draw it as hard as I can across Lemba's throat.
All right,
What is she
Trying my
doing?
damned
They're
to
being controlled by the necromancer.
to cut through vocal.
Then
Okay. Roll a d20 for me, and how about you?
I use my surprise attack and just like I think can I just as I'm like because I have to touch the creature I want to do chill touch on, right? Maya?
Question.
Yes, Callie, you're doing chill touch beforehand, and then you're
And then
doing
I'm
the
just
attack.
gonna-
Yes. So describe it.
Sorry, Ax.
Question. Well, right before this is happening, am I even in a sleep? Am I
You are-
technically conscious?
No, that would be what unconsciousness is.
If
You are
anyone has
not
any trash, put it in the
You
field.
are fully surprised. I'm trying to get their description
No,
so I can describe it.
before she touches me.
Yeah.
am sleeping as I'm drifting to sleep. Am I technically conscious?
No. Because as you are asleep, because they waited till you're asleep, you're unconscious.
Oh, there's recycling upstairs.
Yeah, just wanted to get
So
You're not
you guys
getting out of
have the
this.
multi-attack.
Well, I have a special feat where if technically I'm conscious, I cannot be surprised by anyone. Which is why falling asleep. But technically, it's like a subconscious, but I'm not unconscious.
Yeah, you're
Which is why I was
currently
asking.
unconscious because you're asleep.
You would have been asleep while they were.
Bullshit.
So you do
They're not
the
doing
chill
this well.
touch and then
I'm-
just slam.
Okay, so
And Sudi, you just kind of rake
Yeah.
really heavily with the scimitar. What did you get for a D20 roll, Sudi?
Being nice
D20 roll,
backfires.
that is a natural 20.
Oh God!
That's
This
crit.
is clear that I should stop trying to make my life better and just go to the dark side.
You're fucking dead.
All right, and then roll another D20 for me, and you roll another D20 for me. There, Jade. Because you would be able to make 2 attacks for your scimitar.
fuck, I rolled 4.
Thank God.
Okay.
Do I need to make another
I'm
one?
not.
You have
I
advantage.
did ask. I rolled a 19.
A 19. You do have advantage on these, by the way.
Fucking 8.
Thank God.
Do I need advantage?
No,
Yes,
no, I'm just
I-
offering. So you.
You could roll another nat 20.
Shut up!
And that's the thing is you could.
You don't have to say things sometimes. Just shut up.
So
I should have done my sword. I'm stupid.
Good. No changes.
we will describe this here. X, being probably the lightest sleeper, you would have noticed it first, especially since Jade took her action first. Just barely. You feel a cold hand on your shoulder. As what you look down
Question.
and see,
I'm resistant to cold. Like, would
No,
this
It's
affect?
just it feels cold.
Alright.
And you'll take some damage. We'll roll for the chill touch damage in a moment. But you feel this cold hand on your shoulder and start to stir. And you open up like maybe someone's trying to wake you up really quietly for your next watch. And then you just see this arm, Jade's arm, full open hand comes swiping down at you, and it duck out of the way just in time. And as you duck, you see Sudi leaning forward, hand on the blade, just go straight through Lemba's throat. And then on top of that edged blade, when she gets to the end, to the tip, she just stabs a little further in on the next hit. So, roll damage on all of those things.
I'm never giving you anything ever
I need a new
again.
dice. Let's see here.
No, you don't. Fucking
Here,
roll
I
with
got-
that
I
dice.
got-
Don't help her.
I got some purple ones.
Learn your fucking place in this team.
I got some jade energy. It's a fucking 8.
Thank God. Are you trying?
That's-
Oh no! I'm rolling. I'm sorry. I'm rolling for actual damage on the
Yes,
chill touch.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm rolling the wrong dice.
Oh no.
Oh wait, that might be good if it's
Callie,
like
please.
Wait, hold on, that might be good.
What level am I
number.
casting this as?
Just normal first level.
So it's 1d8.
Please say the F word on a big number, not a small number.
Okay, 1d8.
And then, Abby, if you want to roll the scimitar damage on both.
Yep, I rolled a 2 and 6, so
Fuck, it's
I
a
rolled a
4.
4 and 1.
Okay.
That's good.
It's a 4.
But that's with
How do you wanna kill her?
attack.
Yep.
Oh, you'll find
Yeah,
out.
and it's a sneak attack.
It's 4. Oh, so I get
So you
advantage.
get another 3d6.
Okay.
Technically, I stir, I become conscious,
It's
and I can't
the
be
first-
alerted.
It's the first attack
Okay,
that
3d6.
wakes you up. Chill touch.
11.
So 11 damage in total.
Oh, in
11
total?
necrotic damage as you feel this hand
11 damage
grip
total.
you. Yes. And then you take your damage from the scimitars, and as you both kind of
I regret
look
giving you that
up,
How much damage?
what was it,
was
Sudi,
so
for the
ironic.
scimitar damage?
It was so ironic.
4 and 1 for the attacks, and the 3d6 was 15.
Okay.
19.
Yeah. So 19 points of, I'll call it slashing damage. With a nat 20,
Just wait.
you're fucking hoarse at this point. But you're pretty much, You both look up into the face of your companions that seem to have turned on you. You're gripping your throat, now slick with blood, as you hear Creature scuttle off into the dark, just completely abandoning you.
Of course, he's no fucking help.
And you look up and you see this kind of angry face on Sudi, and it kind of shifts just slightly into this gray form, and then some pale moon-white eyes, and then it goes back into Sudi, and the same thing happens with Jade. But that's where we're going to leave off for tonight.
Why damn
are you happy about this?
This has been in the works.
Probably since they died. This is what their meeting was about when they died. Initially, we all got sent upstairs last session.
So
The necromancer has them under their control.
There was an imposter among them.
Go to bed, Sudi.
So, we'll pick this up in person next time.
Alright, next week!
Rachel and I may be calling in virtually at this point.
Well, it's fine. Maybe we'll just quick kill your characters and you don't have to
I
worry.
decided maybe I ought to change my alignment, get a little better towards where I'm supposed to go, and I was trying to be nice and give everybody weapons.
I'll give you the insight. If you made it through the long rest, you would have changed your alignment.
Yeah, because I was being nice.
And you still might.
Oh yeah.
But the reason
No,
Creature
sounds-
abandoned you is because
Supposed to be.
you're lawful evil, and he has no technical legal alignment, do you?
Oh.
So,
Fun.
yeah. So, either way,
Okay.
we'll end that off here, and we'll see you in person next week, Abby.
Ooh, this could be fun.
Be prepared to be stabbed multiple times.
Alright!
Yeah.
Let's go!
I understand this.
Yes, I
At
do
this
too.
point, I ain't even gonna bother to stab you. I'm just gonna freaking consume you with a flaming sphere.
She's gonna
Yeah,
kill
it's a ball of
fire!
Bye,
Bye, Abby.
barbecue you.
Bye!
Inside of
Coming.
Didani's house.
See you next week!
I picked the wrong time to actually sleep.
What did she say?
I don't know, she said bye and then she gave us the middle fingers up.
So you guys are extremely lucky.
I'm gonna just give you guys a hint. I'm not actually Jade.
No shit!